Oh, yeah. Greetings and salutations out there to all my fellow patriots, for once again, it is time. The last voice for liberty is back here on the air. I am the mouth. Baby's laughing and scratching at you. Tonight, we are rejoined once again by the lovely Tammy Lynn. She is back here on the show. Kids, Tammy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It's always a pleasure to be with you on your show, Lee.
Oh, I live for these days, literally, especially when I get to host a show with you, because, you give me that other perspective that my life is, really lacking, wait a minute, that's that female perspective. Yes, that's right. But, in all fairness, I do have to, I kind of keep myself separated somewhat from the female species, because y'all drive me fucking crazy sometimes, but that's okay. That notwithstanding, kids.
I'm grateful for you in my life, Lee.
Oh,
I'm grateful.
Well, thank you very much, man. You mean a whole lot to me and a whole lot to all our listeners out there, I'm sure. We do have a lot to talk about here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. There is, well, I had a whole bunch of notes here, and they just seem to have fallen on the floor. So now we're going to get back over here. I hope you're grabbing your favorite fondle slab to listen to this. That's right, hashtag fondle slab. Make sure you're out there and typing that in to everything you do, because that's just too awesome. Your fondle slab happens to be your digital point of choice there for you, whether it be your PC or your handheld or whatever you happen to be listening to us on here this evening. And by all means, hashtag fondle slab. All proceeds can go to Chuck Ocelli and the Ocelli Effect, ladies and gentlemen, at Ocelli.com. Look forward to further details. In that note, let's get to some serious crap here, man, because there is some serious crap going on. And Tammy, we were talking about this before the show. Tampa food, not bombs. Ladies and gentlemen, in the city of Tampa, it just so seems that some sort of football game is getting ready to go on. I'm getting a little bit of feedback there. Yeah, okay, there we go. It's gone. But it seems to be in the city of Tampa, ladies and gentlemen, that they're going to have a little bit of a football game coming up, some sort of national championship. You know how our country feels about football. And yes, it's all a fun game and kind of interesting to watch from time to time. Bleed, bleed, bleed. You fill your gut full of beer and pretzels and, yell at your buddies for 3 hours. It's funny. Yeah, it's fun. I know. I'm a guy, okay? I grew up playing and watching football, so, it kind of has a special place for me, although I do kind of loathe it with every fiber of my being. Now, they actually have a program in Tampa, which is called Food Not Bombs. And this has been widely kind of disregarded by the state for the most part, as these people come in and they feed the homeless. They come in, what is it, once a week there, Tammy?
Yeah.
Yeah, once a week there, they get together and feed the homeless in the park. That's a hot meal for somebody that needs it.
We have that actually in Philadelphia as well. We've had problems with the same shit. Permits, money. It all comes down to money.
Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden this week, since the press is going to be coming in next week for the national championship here, they decided that all of a sudden this was a problem. And they sent a couple of armed thugs, police officers, down to the site and proceeded to start arresting people for feeding other people.
They did give them a 30-second notice, just so you know. 30 seconds, the lieutenant yelled they had to get the tables down and to cease the operation.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Yeah, and they locked up 7 of the activists from Food Not Bombs. That's the disgrace.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a problem, and it's a problem in our nation when feeding people is become a crime. We've talked about this before on countless shows, on countless networks, over and over again. And still, you think that it's okay to let the state come and go, well, you know what? Get out of here. You know, 50 some weeks out of the year, these people don't care that they're feeding the homeless. They just turn a blind eye to the supposed statute in place. And still and yet, now all of a sudden something big's coming to the city. The press is coming here. Now we're going to send you down and crack you down. Why? Who's getting the jollies out of this? Somebody has to be.
Not to interrupt you, but a few days, this goes to show that it is because of the football game. I mean, naturally, they do intervene and they do arrest people, no matter what time of the year it is. But just 3 days prior to that, when Food Not Bombs was supplying the homeless with coffee and bagels, they did get a heads up saying they needed to cease operations again, and were told that if they did proceed with this last arrest Saturday, that they would be, they would arrest them all because they didn't listen.
Oh my goodness! These what are they doing wrong?
Of homeless people.
That's the thing.
Not only homeless people, but hungry people. Everybody knows people are hungry and they can't afford to pay their bills and eat. So yes, some people are hungry and not homeless. But they had homeless and hungry lined up there. And Food Not Bombs was more than willing and even did, assist them and plan on coming back. They don't care. They're coming back with clothing, they're coming back with food, and they're coming back full force. Now, I deal with Food Not Bombs in Philadelphia. I encourage anybody everywhere. This is not just one incident in Florida. This has been happening forever, everywhere. It's got to stop. It's a disgrace.
It totally is.
Seriously. This is humanity. We encourage, especially shows that we all do. Chuck does. We do. All of us do it. We encourage humanity to help humanity. The government's not fucking doing it.
And they have no intentions of it.
They have no intentions of it. They have no intention of it, and this is not invasive to them at all. This doesn't even, they don't even care about this shit. They don't care about the homeless people.
No, they don't.
Or the hungry. They care about themselves. They care about the money.
They care about what can bring them, more power and more structure to their power system, to the entire system. It's the system coming down and going, wait a minute, we're still the law here. You still have to do what we say, cracking down on you like a bunch of nothings. That's what they treat you like, because that's what you are.
They treat them inhumane. They're ridiculous. It's sick. It pisses me off.
And this is why people have for those of you out there that are taking painter's tape and putting it across your back fucking windshield out there, I want to remind you that this is the reason why people start to hate cops. Shit like this. Okay? Reason number 17,474. And there are that many. There are even more reasons why people have a reason to hate cops. And you want to defend cops like they're saving lives and everything else. Hey, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But the fact remains, you can't sit there and celebrate them when they're doing things like this. These people are people. They have consciences. They need to be reached out to. I saw that the mayor's phone number got put up. Why aren't we putting up the phone numbers of these police officers who are going down there and enforcing this bullcrap? Turn around and go, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it.
You know what, Lee? I have a few phone numbers after the show. If you want to post them on the site, that would be great.
Yeah, I'd love to if I had access to it. You have more access, honey.
I'll post it.
You're gonna have to do it with your accounts. You know what I'm talking about, because you're the only one that has access to it. If you could add me to having access to them, then that would be great. But as of right now, I think you're in control of both of my shit. So
yeah, I will. But this is so crazy. It pissed me off. I mean, I am livid over this. When Kevin Allen had mentioned it to me, and I went down his page or whatever, and I did see, I have to give a shout out to Anonymous because I see what they're doing. And they're doing everything that could possibly be done. I mean, they're saying, just the threats that they're making. I mean, they're not even threatening, they're promising. And I couldn't even word it better, the stuff that they're going to do. Because everybody knows that Florida is a tourist attraction.
Mm.
It's not, and it's not an attack method. It's like more of a 50-50, because they're saying that if this inhumane, behavior continues, which it's going to, because they don't give a rat's ass. They just don't. That they will troll all of the sites, all of the visitations, all of the come to Florida sites, all the travel agencies, all the real estate agencies, not to mention the mayor and a lot of officials. But on the other hand, they're counter-reacting it, like the yin and yang effect. They're also saying for the people and the businesses that support and show compassion for the homeless people and show that they care about humanity, that they will boost them, they will boost all of their views. You know what I mean? They're willing to help. It's like the yin and yang effect. It's not, we're anonymous, we do not forgive, we don't forget. You understand what I'm saying? It's a whole other side of anonymous.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's always been there.
Total different. Well, no, normally it's like we do not forgive, we do not forget, that type thing. It's not even said in this article. I have mad respect for Anonymous once again. They never cease to amaze me. Because if you read the article, they are saying those without morale, talking to not only the people, but mainly, not only the authorities, but the people too. How can you walk past humanity and watch them suffering? Really, where are we at in society that we can walk past humanity, watch somebody suffering, and call a police officer or to complain? Are you serious? That could be your son, your sister, your daughter, a relative, a friend, and that's the way you're going to treat them? Are you serious? I'm disgusted with this. I'm livid with it. Seriously.
Well, I've been arguing against this for the past some 30 years. And it's because I've been at that other end of the spectrum before. I've been that one sleeping on the damn sidewalks or under a bridge. Okay? Done it. Been there, done that.
Yeah, just like before the show, we were talking about all those rampant unmarked tractor trailers that came 2 to 3 years ago picking up the homeless people. They were all disappearing.
And when they bust them out of Tampa during the 2012 election.
Yep. We believed, because we were fake, that they were housed as employees for FEMA camps. Where's the answer to that? People forget it. People aren't constantly on this to find answers. We need to be consistent. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You've got to.
Ridiculous.
Well, it all leads up. It's all pieces in the same part of the damn puzzle, Tammy. They're all leading up to the same, and everybody's really recently to me have started this whole apocalypse type talk. And for those of us who have been doing this for a very long time, it's kind of like, it's the eventuality of it. You're not going to escape it. You're not going to outrun it. There is no place that they're going to let you try and hide. The best thing you can do is at least try and run into the woods and get away, that way. There are still some places that they're too scared to even go.
Yeah.
There are ways around it. As far as, Anonymous helping out, man, it's another piece of the puzzle, man. There are going to be parts of good and parts of bad that we've really got to either embrace and focus upon or, kind of let go to the wayside. Donald Trump being elected president, kids, I'm sorry, that's about the least of our issues, okay?
Oh, yeah.
The least of our problems. It really is. You people out there all worried about that, and especially this propaganda push that they're pushing on the people nowadays with this Hollyweird stuff that I saw this morning. This is ridiculous. They had one of their self-righteous, we're so great, give ourselves awards type thing last night, and all over the news this morning. Every chance they got, literally. They were playing Meryl Streep saying bad things about Donald Trump and blah, 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 blah. And she never mentioned Trump by name, but that's what the news broadcasts all day. Their broadcasters, Meryl Streep dogs Donald Trump, blah, 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 blah. And that was all over the place. It's his
rebuttal was all nasty, angry.
Well, as it should have been, yeah. He was nicer than I would have been. So, that's the way I look at it. But, the fact of the matter remains is this has become a big propaganda push by Hollyweird, ladies and gentlemen. to try and divide us even further. They want to see just how, it's a test, little kiddies, a test to see just how much influence Hollywood still has on your brains. Do you really worship these people who just get on the stage and blah, 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 and then sit in their towers and their palaces of fortune? And do you really think that their opinion is what's supposed to lead you? Now, their opinion is what really matters. Okay, this is the same woman who has admittedly said that Roman Polanski is one of her great friends. And Roman Polanski cannot set foot in this country because he will be arrested immediately. Think about that. You want to know why? For child rape. Think about that again. I'm sorry, you can't. I didn't make this up. This is real. This is factual.
I know you didn't. This is disgusting. You know, you're just giving people reality. You're giving them truth.
And these people are who you're going to shape your influence. It's so pompous of them to get up there and, well, this is one of our most decorated female actors, and since you defeated our first female president, and Audrey Hepburn is slowly twitching in her grave, we'll just tromp her up there and say some mean things about it, and she can talk for as long as she wants. Yeah, that's great. You know what? You know who cares? Just make a good movie that I could like. Wait, what movie was Meryl Streep in that was any good? Shit, I'm drawing a fucking blank here. At least Glenn Close was in the goddamn Guardians of the Galaxy. Get a clue.
True story.
But I hate this. My loathing for this Hollyweird propaganda notwithstanding, I want people to really understand. Look, man, they're trying to push their opinion on you by using their influence, your stargazing love into these people. Yes, it's great that they make movies. Yes, it's great that they entertain us on a weekly basis and take us away from our mundane, irritating, slave-giving lives. But for Pete's sakes, man, are you going to let them lead you into war? You going to let them lead you and your family into some crap? You got all mad when Marilyn Manson started talking about a lunchbox in the 90s, but for Christ's sakes, now all of a sudden you're going to let Meryl Streep and the mainstream media conduct what you think? For Christ's sakes, man. You're not evolving, you're devolving. It's time we wake up and fucking smell the damn coffee, man. Don't pay attention to this propaganda. And there's also, articles out there. We're really going to do it. And Rosie O'Donnell and her mean old whatever, her vindictive ass is all pissed off about just because he called her a pig, which, she kind of is. Kind of hate. A rose by any other name. No. But fact of the matter remains, kids, they're trying to stage some boycott. We're not going to make any movies. And she had what was Meryl Streep? If you kick us all, we're all a bunch of foreigners and blee blee blees. You're all a bunch of foreigners, which is really kind of funny. So you mean you're holding dual citizenship in other places? Let's see. If you want to really look into some grease, kids, look at what dual citizenship can do for people. Oh, and how many of them in Congress are dual citizens of Israel? Take a gander at that. But no, they don't want you to dig too deep into what they say. They want you to feed on your emotion. It's one thing to be mad about things, but it's another thing to get pissed. And you don't get pissed until you've looked at shit logically.
Didn't all start with the Trump and Meryl Streep crap went on? Because something they were Trumping more during that campaign when he was mocking a New York Times reporter, right?
Let's say that again.
He mocked. It all started because
he mocked that reporter that lied about it.
Yeah, the New York Times reporter, or whatever, Kowalski or whatever.
Yeah. It's all because he mocked a disabled person, but it's another one of those shifting tactics. The dude did lie about him,
Yeah, he did.
So, hey, that was the big, but all of a sudden it didn't become about that. This is what they do when they play on your emotions. The guy lied about Trump. Trump came back and was like, and made fun of him. And, well,
yeah, he did.
That's what you get. I mean,
he likes to humiliate people, but then again, they were lying about him. I mean,
yeah, that's Trump. You know, that's what he does. Yeah, exactly. He's an asshole.
He is.
He is. He always has been.
Yes, he has been. I'm still kind of in shock that he even has won. I mean, really?
I'm not. Look who they put up against him.
Yeah.
They put up the biggest criminal in history against him. They're like, they might as well have propped Charlie Manson up and just said, here, Charlie probably would have won.
It's funny. He always accuses everybody like he did Streep. You're a Hillary lover. Everybody loves Hillary.
Nobody does. You know?
Come on now.
Well, nobody that, you know, actually works for a living or is out here with a half a brain and doesn't, you know, receive grants from the Clinton Foundation for certain things. But no, ladies and gentlemen.
No, people, you know why he won? Because people took what they thought the lesser of two evils, which we know that that's not true because they're just equally as just.
Well, you know, one's probably just as much of a jackass as the other one. And as far as that goes, you know, they really are one and the same. You know, they've been whining and dining, and he says it's all mean about it, and, you know. But he really did point out the fact that she's a liar and a criminal, and he made that a focusing point of his campaign, which he should have, because it was the easiest thing to do. Because she's a liar and a criminal.
Yep. And not only that, she's a pathological liar. You could tell by the way that she lies.
Yeah. I mean, for somebody who spends...
That shit. She believes what she's saying.
Well, for somebody who spends that much time in public eye and speaking to reporters and everything, you'd think you'd get your shit straight first. I mean, just saying.
But they're all narcissists. They're all narcissists, though.
Well, as somebody who's had to bullshit a time or two out of my way, and sometimes it's helped me out of many a jam, you know. But every time, at least I got my shit straight. Yeah. You know, if you're going to lie to
people, do you think either one of them care about any homeless people?
No, they don't care about homeless people. They don't care about working people. They don't care.
They don't care about us
at all until it comes to our opinion. And this is where this oligarchy is really getting in panic. You can see them getting into panic mode. That's why they're using this Hollywood test.
Oh, yeah. I mean, speaking of Hollywood, aren't they doing casting calls for crisis actors? Come on now. This is turning into a one big joke.
Oh, they're doing casting calls for crisis actors constantly. If you keep your eye on Craigslist around the country, ladies and gentlemen, you'll find it. You know,
not only that, for those of you who don't know what crisis actors are, you need to Google that shit and find out what it is. I don't even want to tell you what it is because you'll say we're lying. So just Google it and find out for yourself.
Yeah. All you got to do is look it up.
It's just crazy.
You know, it's and then people are like, well, there's fake news out there, blah, 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 blah. Fake news comes out your TV.
Exactly. That's all fake.
You know, you're not getting... you know, real documented on the ground news from us right here because, you know what, we're not right there on the ground, but we're here trying to read between the lines of the bullshit for you and trying to help you see what's really going on. This is not, we're not trying to lead you down any certain path that I don't think that you need to go down because you all need to go down the pathway of truth. And the only way to find it is to question it, man. And when you know that it's coming from known pathological liars, question freaking everything. I mean, everything. Absolutely. Go ahead, hon.
Do your research. See what you come up with on your own.
Yeah.
Now they're saying that there was a crisis actor. I even watched the video of the crisis actor at the campus shooting with 26-year-old military that shot up and killed 5 people and injured 6.
And, you know, Air Canada is reportedly, there's that tweet going around from Air Canada saying that we have no Nothing from no records of this guy even being on a flight. Anything.
Wow, I didn't even see that. I'm glad you told me that. I didn't even see that part of it. This is crazy. It's so crazy that we are awake. We're sitting there. We're telling people the truth. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we're telling you guys the truth. You know what I mean? We're not trying to give you rose-colored glasses to look through. We're telling you the truth. You know, when there's actors that are paid to sit in as a crisis actor, to where you don't know the truth and you don't know who's acting, the world's fucked up, man.
Mm-hmm.
The world's fucked up.
You know, the convenience of how they're running drills afterwards. You know, it's like we're taking advantage of running drill to run some, you know, terror drills as far as, and there were reports on the ground there from even people saying that they were letting off explosions or what have you. As far as that goes, you know, some person's, you know, black cat is another person's M80 as far as that goes, kids. You know that. But, yeah, there's so many conflicting reports. The mainstream media, of course, they're full of shit. I don't believe a damn word they say, and I go digging for my information. Sorry, but that's the way it has to happen. Good.
And when we first divulged ourselves with that whole scenario, you know, behind the scenes, we were all questioning it. All of us who were on show saying, you know, we don't even know if this is real. You know, dude goes into the bathroom. You know, he has no priors or anything like that, and he's like a star. You know, had 6 medals given to him or whatnot, and then all of a sudden he goes into the bathroom, loads up a gun, kills people, and then just lays spread eagle on the ground and surrenders. What's wrong with that picture, man? That doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, let's say it was true. And let's say the whole story is true. Did he not go to the FBI and say they were using mind control on him?
Yep. This is reported. And even some of the mainstream media has been forced to admit it. I've been watching that one with a little bit of a closer eye than normal, just to see if they start to admit that, yeah, he went to his office there in Alaska and was like, the CIA is trying to use mind control to make me watch ISIS videos.
Okay,
he asked for help.
Did they address it? No, they didn't address it. They called the police to have him escorted to do a mental evaluation on him. Are you serious? Mm-hmm. This is our military, ladies and gentlemen. This is our military saying that they are being forced to watch ISIS videos. They are using mind control, our own military. When are people going to get pissed off? When are they going to open their eyes? When are they going to question this shit?
Well, they have to look into it. I mean, this is...
They didn't learn it from Agent Orange or Vietnam.
It's got to start coming around eventually.
They didn't learn it.
See, I've got to hold out. You've got to hold out that little bit of hope. I mean, if we don't...
Little. Hope dangles on a string.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Believe me, hon. The thinnest of threads is around here.
Absolutely.
I mean, we all kind of know it's going to boil down into a big, greasy shit show. I mean...
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a shit show, especially if people don't start doing their own research and people don't start educating their friends and people don't start speaking out.
Well, people educating their friends...
Behind a telephone, I say in large groups of people, in front of people. You know what I mean? We're not scared. We go out there and we spread it. Whoever wants to, you know, soak it in and do their research, good for them. They need to. Everybody needs to.
And you're the ones that will kickstart the revolution.
This is bullshit now. I mean,
it will be.
You know, this homeless shit has really got me agitated. Seriously, because we promote humanity, taking care of humanity, believing in each other, knowing the people in your community. Come on now, how does this sit well with anybody? Seriously? They arrested 7 people for helping a whole shitload of homeless people. How does this sit well with anybody? Is beyond me. Because you know what? If I was in Florida, and I encourage anybody to even around Florida, when they start to get together and they gather people for those protests they're planning on, y'all need to be there. Y'all need to jump on that bandwagon to help humanity. Get out of your houses. Go help. Strength in numbers, man. Seriously. This has to come to a stop. The homeless people can't be taken away by tractor trailers and just ditched at some undisclosed location. We don't know what the hell happened to these homeless people back then, We will never know what happened to them. And guess what? If it can happen to them, it can happen to any one of us.
That's right.
People
Every single
really
day.
need to let this sink in. This isn't a joke, people. This is dead serious. Lives are at stake. I can't pass homeless people for anything. You know what I mean? That's I'm an empathetic person. I'm very compassionate over that. But how anybody else could, walk past people? I've seen it when we were doing our own ops in Philadelphia. People saying, "Get a job. You're a piece of shit." Are you serious? You don't know their story. You don't know why they're there or how they got there. Who the hell are you to judge?
Exactly. And but then again, now I've got to interrupt you here, hon, because on the other end of the spectrum, now I'm not ever condoning that you need to dog a homeless person for anything ever.
No.
Because once again, you don't need to judge. But if you have to walk by, maybe it's because you got 4 other mouths at home, and every single dime counts. And you sit there, you look, you want to give, and you want to, but the system has put you in such a bind as to where it's my kid or this guy. And am I to believe the stories that maybe he's a junkie or anything? I'd love to give the homeless people food. Because when I was homeless, when somebody came and gave me a fucking sandwich, I was the happiest, smilingest motherfucker in the world. Because I didn't have a sandwich.
I have just given a hug to them, have fallen in tears, saying that nobody would dare touch them. They don't treat them as being human. And there are people that are addicts. I mean, I don't judge them. I don't judge anybody. I don't know why they're there. I don't know their story.
Yeah, but I don't want to give them. I'm like a lot of people, man. I don't want to give them my money to go and spend it on that garbage, because I've been on that garbage. I've been down that road. I was fortunate enough to be able to pick myself up.
There's dollar stores that sell food. There's food stores that sell stuff for $1. Why don't buy them a sandwich for $1?
Dude, you can get all sorts of tacos and shit for $1 anywhere. You can. You can hit up the fucking goddamn taco trucks, man, and get a fucking taco. All right, I'm not talking a little Taco Bell fucking. There's a little shell and there's a little bit of meat and a whole lot of lettuce, shit tons of lettuce, and a little bit of cheese, and there you go. And no, I'm talking a motherfucking taco. All right. Something big, something meaty, something good, and you fill those things up and get them for like $1 or $2 at the taco trucks. Take it over and give it to a couple homeless guys. Give it to somebody who's standing there looking like they need a taco. You want a taco? Here, have one, man.
I actually encourage giving people food rather than any type of money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, here, what we decided to do was about, after 4 years into helping the homeless people, I said, you know what, a lot of people, I did hear a lot of their stories, and we don't have time to go over them. A lot of people are on drugs and whatever. So I came home one day, and I did research. I found all the local libraries, all of the local outreaches for people that cater to the homeless people, because, they don't do all of their job the way they're supposed to. And not only that, halfway houses and shelters, and I printed it all out, and we started to hand them all out to the homeless people. Mm-hmm. So I encourage anybody to do that anywhere. Because it really has helped. Because years now, we're working with PTP, Paladin people. We're down there, and these people, they have jobs, and they're just there to thank us. We don't want to thank, and I tell them it all the time. You did it. We gave you the resources, but you did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can thank yourself, dude, because you did it. I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? That is, like, the most awesome feeling. But you know what? That's humanity helping humanity. And they have sexual permits all the time. We say, fuck your permit. They don't lock us up. I mean, that's not to say that they won't one day.
Wait till a major sporting event is in your town, and then.
Yeah, and we work with food, not bombs. So I know how hard they work. They work so hard, and I'm just like, wow, this is like a disgrace. I'm appalled by all this.
It is. It's a smite on the face of humanity, to be quite honest, man. There's no reason that we should have any type of statutes, acts, or quote unquote laws dictated to where it's going to prevent us from taking care of each other. Do you know what that means? Do you people understand the ramifications of that? Look at this in a logical sense. There is one entity in this country that is dead set They are dead set via your local legislations, your state legislations, all the way up to your criminal-ass federal legislations, dead set into making sure that we are divided against each other in one form or another. We cannot be dependent on each other in one form or another. We have to be dependent upon them. And this type of crap right here, where all of a sudden it's a crime to go and feed people, whether they're hungry, with children. It's okay when the police do it in the park during the summers. We know that there's kids who only eat school lunches. But all of a sudden now, since the college football game and the press is coming to Tampa, we better come down here and make sure that you guys ain't, feeding people. Feeding people. This is a smite not only on my face, on everybody's face on this goddamn planet, that this shit is even allowed to exist. And we sit here and bicker at each other over race, over class, over political affiliation. We act like, this is the most important thing. This is what's going to dictate our country's fate. No, what's dictating our country's fate is turning away from the fact that we can do it ourselves without these dicks getting involved. They get involved, they screw up everything possible. How is a bunch of people getting together and feeding hungry people, homeless or not? How is that wrong? How can that even be considered a crime? Yet still and yet people have gone to jail for it. Why? Because the iron hand of the state showed up and they didn't kowtow to their 30-second little warning? No. Suck a bag of dicks on that one, kids. It's because the state is down here trying to divide us from being together. That's what their entire plan has been since the goddamn beginning of it, is keep us fighting amongst ourselves, because if we fight amongst ourselves, we can't fight them. Know your true enemy. Jesus Christ, I need a drink.
New World Order and Georgia Guidestones stating to eliminate the rising population as part of the agenda. Do you recall that, Lee?
Oh, yeah. It's there, written in stone. Go check it out.
This isn't new. It's not new to eradicate homeless presence in public places. Like, wake up. It's been going on too long. Just like a lot of other shit. But this is actually something that we can actually help. I mean, we can help it all. I mean, if everybody would learn how to govern themselves and realize that you don't need government.
Well, let's get along for 5 minutes. I mean, literally.
Oh, God forbid, your neighbor. I mean, back in the day, think about it. Way back in the day, they used to come to your house when you moved into a neighborhood, and they would give you an apple pie or a pie because you moved into a neighborhood and they wanted to know who the hell you were.
Yep.
Nowadays, honestly, I don't know my neighbors. I know my neighbors maybe two to the left of me, two to the right of me, the people across the street, but they're not very friendly. You see them walking to their cars and taking groceries out. I go help them with their groceries when I can if I see them. You understand what I'm saying? But I honestly don't know half of their names, to be truthful with you.
And, it's different from, in the big, and this is what ends up becoming a lot of the problem, ladies and gentlemen. It gets different from whether you're in a big town as opposed to whether you're in a small town. And I've lived in cities a majority of my adult life. And when my ex-wife and I moved all the kids out to this little town called Minburn, which had like maybe 300 people in it, we noticed something really, really weird, and it set us back. I remember having this discussion with her one night. People waved at us as we drove by and smiled and wanted to know who you were. And we were like, recovering meth addicts. So we're getting away and doing what's right for the kids. But that was like really, really weird. And at first it was really uncomfortable. And then once, it got more to be the norm, that these people weren't out to, we're not out to try and dog ear get your kids taken away or any of that crap. We're out to, make you happy. Hey, you guys want to come down here and have some food? And we used to have barbecues and have fun. It It wasn't that bad. There's still a good chunk of America out there, ladies and gentlemen. I've witnessed this in quite a few small towns all around this country, that they want everything to be the way it was, that America, and it still kind of is. You still kind of have that freedom of going to sleep with your door unlocked.
Sure.
You don't have to put the shotgun by the door. Things like that. You don't have to lock your cars up at night. Well, if you know the friends I do, then you kind of do, because they'll put shaving cream in your seat and shit like that. But
I mean, back in the day, even the moms, what did they do? Did they take care of the community? Even the drug dealers that I know.
Yep.
They take care of the community. They see kids that don't have sneakers, kids that don't have book bags. The drug dealers come together and help those kids.
Yeah,
they see a mom doesn't have food. I'm sorry?
They put the little fondle slabs in the kids' hands, and that all went away. I don't have anything but my little fondle slab, because I got to find my Pokemons, I got to video game this, I got to do that. Not to say that video games are all horrible or anything like that. I mean, by all means, take a few minutes to play something and, take your mind off of the crap that's out there in the world. A little bit of stress break, fine. But we've allowed that fondle slab technology to invade our lives so much that if we ain't Facebook friends, I don't know you. If you ain't on my Snapchat, are you on my Instagram? You on this? Are you? What? No, here's my phone number. What's that? Phone number. Wait, what's your email? Phone number. It's the thing that you can punch in the numbers, and then all of a sudden I will talk to you on the other end. I know. It's an outdated form of communication. But we've allowed ourselves into creating this fondle slab culture. And I'm going to say fondle slab as much as I can in this first hour, just so I can make Chuck Ocelli go back and listen to the replay. Because
I'm gonna text you randomly while you're at work tomorrow. Fondle slab. Just to give you that laugh and make sure you're having a good day. Because I do that for you, Lee.
Oh, that's why I love you, Tammy. You do all these nice things
you always
for
make me smile.
Yeah, I only try, but had to crack my neck there, kids. Somebody reminded me that I worked today. It's been a few weeks, man. The season gets slow during when you do what I do for a living, and so it's nice to get back to work. It really is. I love working. It's fun. That's just what I do. I love to get up and go to work every day, do something where somebody thinks that what I do is valuable enough to pay me the amount of money that I demand to be paid. And so, call me a slave to the system, but I mean, regardless
you're being productive.
Well, regardless whether or not I was getting dollars or just earning my keep,
Exactly.
I'd still get up and do it, because shit, I got to do something, or else I'm going to go crazy and climb a tower with a high-powered rifle. Nobody wants that.
No. Nobody wants that.
But do you think that that's what prompted Whitman to climb up there? Or was it the anger of the situation in this country going on? Was it the propaganda from one side or another? You can look back throughout history at each point in time that this government has ladled on the propaganda. I mean, smooth like gravy all over you. And if you're not seeing it at this point in time in history, kids, I do not know. It's like salt and pepper sausage ass gravy. It's thick, coming up out the frying pan. Made out of grease and flour type real fucking gravy, aight? None of that in a packaged shit.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
But they're ladling
What have you heard
low.
lately about this shooting in Florida, Lee? What is the updated news? Have you heard anything new with this?
Other than the message that came out of mainstream media this morning, and since the shooting happened, to be quite honest, has been one word they've repeated, and you can check me on this, fact checkers. I'm sure nobody will, but one word they've repeated more than anything, ironically, is more. More laws, more security, more this, more that. What could they have done more? What could have been done more to stop this?
Yeah, but then at the same time, you've had people saying they don't even have him listed as a passenger on the plane.
They have them saying that. They also have people saying they're running drills directly afterward. And they also have, which was conspicuous this morning, they had identified 4 of the 5 people who had been shot. Now, when did this happen? I'm a little bit fuzzy on I'm getting my days mixed up. This was a couple days ago.
I think it happened. Yeah, I think it happened Friday.
Friday.
I might be wrong. No. We covered it on Friday. We did it on Friday at Super Shift, so it had to happen Thursday.
No, it did happen Friday. You're right.
Friday? Yeah, it did. I know that we covered it on the Friday night show.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on covering it, and it just kind of popped up last minute. But no, this happened Friday. As of today, Monday, kids. Now, this is in a country that has the biggest facial recognition registry in the world. They know who everybody is. But they could only identify 4 of the 5. So that casts a little bit of a shadow of doubt to me. Once again, it's kind of adding up more on the false flag side of things, And to be quite honest, kids, from a lot of the reports that I've been hearing and then watching the mainstream media's coverage of it, you got to lean a little bit more towards the side of logic, and that's the saying that it's a false flag. That, maybe some of these people died, but I'm not entirely sure that it's as many as they said. I'm not entirely sure that this wasn't staged and this guy wasn't mind controlled up into there, because if you don't think that doesn't happen, go Google onto that one. Google up some MK Ultra.
Weren't they giving him life or death penalty, right? So they could sentence him with that, and they don't even know the identity of the 5th victim?
Yeah, in Florida, they do still have the death penalty, don't they?
That's crazy.
Hey.
I mean, we were skeptical. I mean, we were all skeptical. We were. But we still gave, love and respect to the families in case it did happen.
Well, and here's the thing about this story in particular is that, we all sit back and think, well, we're going to be skeptical about every single little last step. And maybe it was a legitimate what they said. He went in and maybe they shot that motherfucker. He shot that motherfucker in the face, and you can't see his face. So that's why they can't identify him. They got to wait for the dental records to come through. That could be. And it's graphic and it's horrible. But, that could be the reality. Maybe this guy really did just all of a sudden, snap and go in and just unload his clip and go, and then lay himself down. Why? Was it 3 months or 6 months, whatever, that he went to his superior saying, somebody's fucking with my head, making me watch this shit?
And to be honest, quite frankly, he went to the wrong people. Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to the FBI and say that they're using mind control on you. Naturally, the FBI is going to call the cops, where then they're going to transport you to a mental facility.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's true, especially if it's true.
Especially if it's true, but because that would lead the reason why they let him out. That would lead the reason why all of a sudden he was able to get on an airplane and go to Fort Lauderdale and shoot people.
Absolutely.
You got to look at the hand behind, man. And the hand behind, 9 times out of 10 kids for the last 20 fucking years has been the goddamn United States of America.
And
In your name.
Most of the time is.
In your name, kids, this is being done. He didn't go down there and Allahu Akbar or anything.
No, he did not. I mean, in all of our names, except for those who are sovereign, but not many people don't even have the balls to go sovereign. Back me up. But that's another show.
Yeah, definitely. We can get a few people in here that will go ad nauseum to that effect because they.
Yeah.
But that's one aspect of getting away from this system. The other aspect is for all of us to kind of like get together and really kind of realize who's doing the fucking here, because we're all getting fucked. And we're all sitting here looking over at each other going, are you dicking me? Are you dicking me? I think you're going to dick me. You better stay away. No, when we're all getting the big red, white, and blue dick shoved up our ass each and every day. I've said this multiple times.
Yes. Every show, even in between.
It's a fact.
I say it all the time.
It's a fact.
Our government would do that to us? No, our government's there for us. Yeah, okay.
Bullshit.
Open your eyes.
It still boggles my mind, honey. It does. That these people would actually continuously believe this garbage that's coming out of these proven liars. They've lied to us at every single pass that they can make. And then when we catch them in their lies and we actually kind of make them stick, then they said, oh, well, I don't remember. Really? Well, you're senile ass that don't remember shit and need to go over there and start making shakes with Michael J. Fox. Okay? Get the fuck out the way and let the competent people take care of this stuff.
We're competent. Lee, we're going to take over the world.
Oh, yeah. Let me govern you. That's just great.
We're going to kick the world's ass. Come on, man.
That's it. I don't want to govern anybody, man. That ain't my thing.
No, I don't want to govern anybody either, man.
I'll advise. I will advise.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But who's going to listen to us, man? They're too enthralled with the government. We rely on the government for everything. Don't you know the government's going to help them through everything?
Well, when the shit hits the fan. The government will
be the first to help them, even give them a hand as they're walking onto the buses going to the FEMA camps.
Yeah, the shit hitting the fan, kids, is now not just become a passé, a thing. It's become a very, very eventual reality. Now, I don't know how much longer I'm going to live. I kind of live hard, wild, and free, so, it's kind of subject to whenever the hell, either the CIA or God wants me dead, one of the two. But I'm pretty sure it's going to happen before I'm dead. And that's more disturbing to me than any Donald Trump hairdo, any Hillary Clinton keg leg calf. I don't care. It's what my children and grandchildren are going to have to endure. What Tammy's children are going to have to endure. What your children are going to have to endure out there in listener land. Don't have kids? Turn around and look at some in the face and tell them, I don't care about your future. If you're that cold of a bastard, come here, I'll buy you a beer and then probably kick you in the sack. Because I'm that cold of a bastard. But the one thing I can't ignore is the future. And if you got any type of what's the word I'm looking for? Just being a damn good person. Any type of self-respect. You think you're the shit, you're the bomb, you're everything else. Oh, yeah, I'm better than everybody else. What? Great. But if you have any self-respect, real self-respect, you know the value of your life isn't any more than the value of another. And once you grasp that truth, you truly become rich.
I agree with that. People think they're rich because they have so much money. No. You're so rich and all they have is money. You can't afford, that's all you have.
Shit, I'd make a fortune tomorrow and give it all away to see the smile on my granddaughter's face. That's worth more to me than anything. You know, the smile on my 2 granddaughters, my 4 children's faces, just to know that they could be in a world where they're not run by fucking morons. Okay, there's not a bunch of my feels are going to dictate just how I fucking run myself. How life does not go on by feelings. Feelings are there just to fuck with you. Sometimes they fuck with you in a good way, sometimes a bad way. You got to know how to handle that shit. It's time to grow the fuck up. Come on, man. We can't all live in Fast Times at Ridgemont High or fucking Saved by the Bell. Or, you know, Zach's going to come down and AC Slater's going to make you feel good. Shut the fuck up. Life ain't pretty. It's full of bumps, roads, and a bunch of shit. And the big part about it is, the great thing, kids, you have a shovel that you can shovel that shit right the fuck out of the way. And I'll guarantee you where the biggest shit comes from. It's from your goddamn government. Think that you can't live your life without them. And people do.
But yet it's not the government who are helping feed the homeless.
No.
It's not the government who are helping clothe them, feed them, home them. They don't care.
That's right. It's your tax dollars that are doing that, kids. And imagine what would happen if you took half of what the federal government demands from you in your income tax. Imagine if you took half of that, ladies and gentlemen, and just donated it to a group like Food Not Bombs. Imagine if you just took half. The other half you get to keep. Go spend willy-nilly. Get your PlayStation 4. Get your brand new black and blue dildo. I don't care. But if you took half of what the federal government was demanding from you and gave it to something like that, then what are you doing? You are helping to feed hungry people without a third party. Well, there is a third party, but without a government third party. And people will say, well, they'll take advantage of that, Lee. They might start poisoning homeless people and stuff like that. No, they won't. Who does that? And if they do, we'll shoot them in the street. Holy crap. Problem solved. 38-cent bullet. Pow. Yeah, it's harsh. Yeah, it's mean, Lee. But for fuck's sakes, maybe if you put that as the penalty, then people will start to look at it. And I've had the same argument get thrown up in my face. It's that you're going down that Mad Max anarchist road. No. Going down the road of self-governance.
Anarchist road, please. Yeah, exactly.
It's down the road of it's called, hey, if you're going to try and kill other people, it is my moral obligation to try and stop you from doing that. Especially if they're like other people I know or care about. Incentive, do you really need one? I mean, they're trying to kill other people. So if they're trying to poison people by feeding them that way, what are they doing? Giving them McDonald's? No, they're making them food. Wow, real food. Beans and chicken and potatoes and I love to hear myself echo. We got to get to a break here, man. We have really drowned out the first hour, and we're got a Big E going to join us here in the second hour. And, man, it's Tammy, time flies.
Yeah, it sure did.
When you get fired up. Darling, thank you very much for being back a part of the show, man. I missed you so much, and it's so great to have you back.
I missed you, too, and I'm not missing any more shows. You're stuck with me, Lee.
Well, I'd rather be stuck with you than most other people, so that all aside, the kids, we're getting to the break. We'll be right back here on The Last Voice for Liberty.
Liquid chicken, baby! Do you have problems with your dental work? Does your gums bleed and get infected? Well, the answer to all your prayers is in this little bottle. You can eat liquid chicken with a straw. It's got all the vitamins and minerals of solid chicken, but it don't promote tooth decay. And, most of all, it don't promote a solid movement. Remember what happened to Elvis? Think about it. Liquid chicken is convenient, too. If you ain't got time to wash your hands and eat, just turn up a bottle of liquid chicken or drink it with a straw. Damn, that's good.
As I look out on our people, the pain that we feel it has no equal. 100% minus one, but they're the people. We are the strong, stand fast, we are your leaders. The front is strong, put soul, culture, hold Adidas. They can't defeat us, no, then who will lead us? I feel no matter your national power, strong enough to fit the bill. If folks we kill, this real will make you ill. Have you down with the sickness they deserve? Just being real now. The essence what our grievance is, like Iraq and 9/11 was just infancies. Never mind what our economic condition is. Revolution's not our right, it's what our mission is. If you make me your leader, they held you down. Now it's time to break back, break away. United our people and fight. They broke your will. Now it's time to break back, break away. United our people and fight. They fought you over. It's time to break back, break away. United our people and fight. They have no honor. It's time to break back, break away. United our people and fight. As I look out on our people, they finally recognize the evil. Time to come together, let it be just like a beetle. Skinning off this burning Jones to our smoke, Tony. Chris the Rock got hip hop to make us focus now. Who is scared? Who they fear? Put on the power to rise now and give them more control. Go up that peace sign, it's a peace sign like Vendetta. With a grenade, a bomb, that's a transformation getter. You know they feel what they cannot stop. That's why they send out riot gear when they send out the cops. Never mind the pepper spray, trying to keep us in shock. Time to shut them down, I gotta get it straight to the top. If you make me your leader, they held you down. Now it's time to bring bells, break away. United our people and fight. They broke your will. Now it's time to bring bells, break away. United our people and fight. They fought you over. It's time to bring bells, break away. United our people and fight. They had no honor. It's time to bring bells, break away. United our people and fight. Do you see it? Do you see how the system is flawed? And now that you see that the system is flawed, and now that you see that the system is flawed, and now that you see that the system is flawed, after hunting you down just to mold you back up. And now that you see it's the system been born since the day that money was invented. Now who's the leader? Who's the fighter? What's intention? Who fights the politicians and all that they've amended? Time to unite the people, no matter what you've been through. It's time to fight this evil and together we'll support you. No matter what they say, our power will grow. No matter how far they put you down, our numbers will show. It's time to fight this evil they don't understand. That's 'cause they're heartless and hard holds the power of man. Time to unite yourselves, people straight to the bone. With the correct application like the Android phone. So unite yourselves, people, let it be known that any government on earth can be overthrown. I think the people have shown you should have left us alone. 'Cause we'll turn your homes into fucking war zones if you make me your leader.
Yeah, I'd like a large pepperoni, please. Delivery.
Large pepperoni?
Yeah. Is this the Besta Pizza? I want to make sure I'm ordering from Besta Pizza.
Yeah, DC.
Alrighty, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
Best
the address?
Pizza. It's 3427 Jocelyn.
3427 Jocelyn.
That's right. Can I get the Podesta special?
I'm sorry?
You know, the Podesta Brothers special. Come on. Hey, why'd you guys change your logo?
Why do we change which logo?
You know, it used to be a triangle with the coil, with the pizza shape, but you took the coil out. It's changed. I just noticed that.
Yeah, but sir, don't be an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Idiot?
If that's true, why we be open right now? For
Oh, you're not going to be
think
open for long.
You are smarter than the FBI or somebody else?
I'm sorry?
Don't be an idiot.
Oh, the FBI's coming, my friend.
I'm sorry?
I said the FBI is on their way, pedo
Yes, the
protector.
thing-
You're a pedo protector.
Listen.
Okay.
Okay, listen. You're
Okay.
gonna get a call back from them because right now
Talk to me.
we have a call ID for everybody who's calling. Some people are threatening to shoot.
Caller ID.
You're gonna get a call
You're
back
clever.
from them in
Shoot.
24
I never called.
24
I never
hours.
said anything
I
about.
promise you. I got your
I
name.
never said anything
I
about
got your
shooting
phone
anybody,
number.
my friend.
Listen. Shut the fuck up and
Huh?
listen, bitch ass.
Whoa.
Idiot.
We don't need
Shut
that.
up.
Shut up.
Okay?
Bitch ass what? Say it.
Listen, I got it. I got your phone number.
I got your phone number.
You're gonna get your ass sued, you fucking idiot.
Your business is going in the toilet, my friend.
You know, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You dumbass.
Al Qaeda.
You fucking idiot.
Base.
Fucking nonsense, and then call back here and bother us.
listen,
We open for business,
listen,
okay?
your business.
Had that been true, we wouldn't have been open for business. Fuck you, bitch.
Your business is going into the toilet.
Fuck you.
The Al Qaeda.
Fuck you. Go fuck your mom, okay?
Whoa.
Go fuck your mom, stupid ass.
Is this what you say?
You are a fucking pedophile.
I'm the
You know?
pedophile.
How do you know the logo is pedophile? Because you fucking pedophile. You know, you idiot.
Ooh.
You fucking stupid ass.
So you just admitted your logo's pedophile.
The only way we open, this store is open for 23 years, okay?
Not for long, my
we
friend.
got a big sign here. We're never gonna
change it.
change it.
You're gonna
fucking
change it.
pedophile.
You're gonna change it.
On cheap.
Change it.
Fuck you, bitch.
Start making my fucking pizza, pedo protector.
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. Record my voice. Fuck you, you dumbass. Go fuck yourself, man. Fuck your mom. Fuck you.
How's Andrew Klein doing, your boss, your owner? How's he doing?
Fuck you.
The child trafficker.
Motherfucker.
Goodbye.
That's right, babies. We are back here on the last Voice for Liberty, the mouth laughing and scratching at you, man, along with Tammy Lynn, of course. And we also have Big E joining us here for the second hour, kids. Yeah, we're kicking it in a little bit, a few minutes in, but we didn't take our break until right at the top of the hour. So I guess you're going to have to just sit and listen to our wonderful grooves and a little bit of knowledge there from Mr. George Carlin, a little bit of insight. And yeah, now you know where I get the quote from. You're welcome. Tammy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
It's been a lively first hour. We were kind of like going off and yelling about this because things have gotten that serious when we have to start raising our voices to you people. I know you people think that I yell at you the majority of the time, and yeah, I kind of do. But maybe it's because you need to yell.
And that situation got me pissed off, man. A lot of situations get me pissed off.
Well, you're quite animated there the first hour, my dear.
I know, it pisses me off. It's disgusting. I don't understand this. I don't understand how so many people think this is okay. And maybe they don't think it's okay. They just don't pay attention to it. Wake the fuck up.
Just to touch on, in case you missed in the first hour what we were discussing, we've been discussing a multitude of things, from anywhere from Hollyweird being so butthurt over Trump, but the big thing that we've been touching on a lot, and it's really kind of fucking important, kids, is the situation with food not bombs in Tampa, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, where they arrested 7 individuals for feeding people. Now, this has happened before. You've heard of Operation Feed the Homeless. You know, I was part of that, and was until a face crook decided to shut me the fuck down because they're ass clowns. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is happening now because they want the area to be clear for the press coming. See, the state turns a blind eye to this every other single week of the year because they do this every single weekend. Now, all of a sudden, they want to send in there, and let me quote this, jackbooted thugs. Yes, you can quote me on that because I'm the one that said that, because only a jackbooted thud goes in and arrests people for feeding other people. Feeding them chicken and mashed potatoes. They're not feeding them rat poison and shit.
They're actually, they're serving them vegan food, healthy food.
Oh, vegan food? I don't know. Now you said that. Oh, good Lord.
Uh-oh.
Say something about
You know
that.
what?
Say something about that.
All because of the permits. Fuck your permits. Fuck your football game. Seriously?
And that permit, especially a permit that's ignored 51 other weeks of the year. Now all of a sudden, we're going to have a big championship football game. Press is going to be here. Now we're going to enforce this. Really? Who's getting their jollies out of this? Which pompous suit-wearing dummy piece of human filth is out there thinking that this all of a sudden needs to be enforced at this moment in time? The damn thing shouldn't have never been on the books.
I agree.
Chime in at any time, kids.
What's that?
Let me tell you what my friend had. I got some company right here that needs to tell you something right now. I got a couple friends of mine that really want to chime in with this. I got my friend Shorty and my friend Abu right here. Well, let me tell you something about this shit right here, boy. I did it for I was homeless for 3 years. Motherfucker Sabo that tore me away, took the freaking baton on my ass, and my friend Abu here used to work at 7-Eleven. He brought him aside of hell and fuck me. Tell him mine now, Abu. Yes, I tell you, buddy, he thought I would have got a. We swore him that he would have thrown me down the front terminal, and I swore I swim right back and forth.
What happened? E.
I'm
E.
glad you said that, Lee. I didn't understand what the hell you were saying.
E. Where? No, wait, I lost him. Where'd he go? God damn it. Bring up the Skype. Where's he at? He's gone.
We'll call back.
Call back, E. I don't know what happened to him. He might still be talking. All right. Well, that kind of just like threw me off.
Me too. I didn't expect that shit.
There he is. Let's see if we can bring him back in. Big E, what the hell happened to you?
I don't know. I guess the NSA didn't like what I said.
Did you get kidnapped?
I don't know, but I was trying to.
I think you were just.
I don't know what just happened. I was just trying to get off with self-control in the mind, and all of a sudden I got cut off.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
I was just about to finish that sentence with, this is not a multiple personality disorder. This is a person with a record that proves that, yes, you can control your mind yourself without fake fun. And this is why I'm the host of E-Psych. And next thing you know, click. I thought you hung up, Mommy, because you got pissed.
No. I was wondering where the hell you went. You all of a sudden disappeared. I had to bring up other screens. I was inconvenienced by bringing up other screens. What the fuck?
Somebody else didn't like what I just was about to finish because someone knew I was going enough. I got profiled elsewhere. Holy shoot. I guess I'm going to get interfered tomorrow because I'm going on air anyway. Watch out for old mental health in the cops. They probably might come to my house tomorrow. The way I started just now, I just got on for what, a minute? And flatline.
Yeah, what the hell were we talking about?
I don't know. I just took it off with enough. We were talking about homeless people and stuff, and I made up a couple of caricatures from my own mind. What? They're going to kidnap me tomorrow, say I'm crazy, said I went off on air with a multiple personality disorder, and I'll get no chance for a defense. I'll just say because they said I'd watch. I want to see something happen tomorrow. Now, let me not go on air. I want to see a protest. Kidnap a whole...
We need a joint, dude.
Since you have been homeless, why don't you give us some perspective from that? I said, Lee, since you have been homeless.
I know a guy that used to live out here named Jerry, right? There's this guy named Jerry who used to live out here.
Yeah, but I don't know him, though. I don't know him. So why don't you let me talk about his experience being homeless, and then we'll listen to you.
Sorry, I'm not... Yeah, basically, the perspective on homeless I have is basically it's messed up what's going on down in Florida. It is. It really is. I don't think it should happen. How are you going to arrest somebody and lock them up for giving food for free? I don't get that.
And they didn't use the government for anything. They did this all. They always do it. We also have them in Philadelphia. They go out and they do this by themselves. They don't use the government. They need to knock it off. Seriously, with a disgrace. The inhumane way that we treat humanity is a disgrace.
I just don't understand. It's like 1 minute we're moral as a society when it's convenient, but when it's not convenient, we're doing this because it's law. It's not us. It's the government. It's getting me to a point.
Well, we know that.
We know that because we have sense and we're told that we don't.
These feeble minds that are fluorinated, they're like, huh? They don't get it. It doesn't sink in.
Anymore. All I know is the world is saying we're not, and I have the right.
Where'd Lee go? Lee, where are you?
Oh, I'm still here. I'm just
another click again. Damn it! I'm stuck with these phones elsewhere.
I'm just sitting here listening.
You were homeless. Before.
Yes. Multiple occasions I've been homeless.
Yeah, like, why don't you give us your perspective? Seriously, I mean, I deal with a lot of homeless people, so. I mean, give the audience and the listeners.
All right.
What it is like to be there.
I have never been there. It must be horrible.
Can I talk?
Sorry.
Lee, let me talk.
The first couple times was pretty much by choice. I didn't want to live under my parents' rules anymore because, well, I was a big shot, running around. I could do anything. Those were about the times I was like 14 and 16 years old. And then even further into my life, it got to points where I was trying to raise 4 kids and jobs fell out and things fell out and you just didn't have anywhere to go. That's one of the hardest parts of my life that I've ever had to reconcile with was times where I felt like I let my family and children down. Not because I wasn't the only one, the only responsible parent and that they're working, or it's just because the jobs weren't fucking there. So you have to rely on, well, all the jobs that I have worked have built up some unemployment, and you got to live off that for a little while you still try to find something that will sustain your family. That's not always a viable situation, especially when the jobs just aren't there being hired. During the crash of 2008, kids, yes, it was a real one. It affected a lot of people. It affected me. I lost a 3-acre home.
Oh, that sucks.
You know, I had a spot, a spot, and gone like that because my mortgage payments jumped up $800 in a month.
Damn.
Lost my job due to downsizing because they couldn't afford to keep paying me.
Mm-mm.
Then where you at?
Really,
You go out, you put out job applications, you keep trying to look for more work everywhere you're at. Still the mortgage company's breathing down your neck going, where's our fucking money? And I'm sitting there going, hey, you done jacked up my shit. $800 in a month. What am I supposed to do? Let me find some work. Let me get some work. You keep on looking for work, and nobody's fucking hiring because everybody's scared of what's going on Wall Street. Next thing you know, you and your 4 children and your wife don't have no fucking where to go. You got 2 fucking vehicles. And maybe your parents, your parents live in a 2-bedroom apartment. Can't fucking live there. Can't stay at this person's house. Can't stay at that person's house because they're all tightening their belts because they're scared too. So you go and you work day-paying jobs. Something that you work that day, you get paid that day. And that pays your hotel room rent for the night. Oh, wait until something comes into town and then they jack up the rates. Then all of a sudden you got to figure out where to come up with that extra $50 for your room. Because you and your family don't matter to anybody else. Unless you do it yourself.
Tell people how that makes you feel. Tell people how that makes you feel when you're in that predicament.
Oh, the world's against you.
Exactly.
You end up developing a genuine hate for everything and everyone. And it's really fucking hard to shake that shit. Once you start getting back, well, let me finish. Once you start getting back on your feet, once you start getting back, getting yourself built back up, and you can do it. It can happen. Then you start to really look at what was really important before. And see, I started to look at that a lot more than my ex did. And she's a sheep, so who cares? But in the end, I think I'm setting more of a free example for my children, more of an example to go out and find out what the truth is, more of an example to stand the fuck up and say, no, you can't fucking do this. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And I see it more and more as they're grown. They're all grown children. Absolutely responsible and absolutely upstanding people. Why? Was it because I went through those hard times and I couldn't get a goddamn job and my children had to eat whatever the fuck I could forage for that day to get them? I had to do that? Is that the reason why all of a sudden they are good people? No, it's because all their lives I tried to teach them better than I learned. Which is all my father told me that he ever tried to teach me. And the same thing with my mother. They both tried to teach me better than they learned. And that's the goal of a fucking parent. Teach you better than they learned. And in this day and age, for you fucking millennials out there. Now, I'm old hat, dude. I'm old fucking school or whatever the fuck stupid little connotation you want to put on me. I'm an old fucking man. All right? I remember a time before computers were fucking everything. Okay? When you had to pick up a phone and actually wait for the number to ring back around so you could fucking dial it again. But maybe, just maybe, man, you can learn.
Definitely an inspiration.
These kids have more access to knowledge than we ever had. And you're all saying, yeah, you're lazy. You could have gone to the fucking library and went and read. Well, yeah, I did. And then now I'm still trying to teach my children. And there's more access to more knowledge than I ever had going to any fucking library. There's more real knowledge that actually will affect our lives. You want to keep people from being homeless? You want to keep kids out the fucking streets? God damn it, learn something. Stop sitting around and waiting for fucking world star hip-hop or fucking Jay-Z or goddamn Jimmy Fallon or whoever that fucking one redheaded homo guy who sings with everybody in the car. Stop waiting for these people or Meryl Streep to tell you what your fucking opinion is. Or Donald Trump, or Hillary fucking Clinton, or any of these other fucking salivacious douchebags. They're all a bunch of pontificating nobodies who just want your adoration. That's the only way they survive. Start leading. Start being that one that will stand up and go, you know what? My family needs food. My family needs a place. My family needs somewhere to stay. And you suck it up and you go into that fucking shit-ass job. And then you make those motherfuckers pay you every damn dollar you're worth. And if they don't, somebody else will. Everybody will. Go out. If you want to earn a goddamn living in this fucking country, go out and be that living. Go, you know what? I'm better than everybody else here at your job because I can do it all. And I will do it all. Watch, motherfucker. And then every job you go to, every time you go out and you say, hey, I want you to give me money for me working. And you get out there and you stand up and you go, I'm going to be the best fucking employee you got. And you try and prove that each and every day. Not to them. Do it for yourself. Because that brings up the dollar value in you. You make them pay you what you are fucking worth. Don't sit back and wait for minimum wage to be raised. Don't sit back and wait for some government to say, you got to pay these people a certain amount because we're fucking the economy up so much that your dollar ain't worth dick. But hey, you go out there and you go, you know what, God damn it, I'm going to bust my ass and make this fucking restaurant what it is. I'll make this fucking little painting place what it is. I'll make this little fucking construction place what it is. But you're going to pay me every goddamn last dollar I think I'm worth.
Yep.
Not what you think I'm worth, what I think I'm worth. And you got to make sure that that's your mission each and every day. You get out there and go and do that and go and earn your shit. And I guarantee you, if you don't fucking receive that stuff in funds or they fire you because you got an attitude and all that, at least you have one thing that none of them will ever have, and that's called self-fucking-respect.
Yep. Amen to that.
And there's my rant there. Now it's talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Butter might be butter. It might not be butter. Fabio's the key. Discuss amongst yourself.
My dear apologies, Lee. I did not mean to almost damn near cut you off. I am so sorry about that. I did not ever want to do that. That's one thing that's difficult about not doing this on Skype is you can't see who's talking. So when you almost speak over someone, can piss off the wrong person.
You got to turn on. You got to turn on the other eyes, man.
Yeah, the mind's eye.
Just the ears. Those are the other eyes.
When you're not a psychic, and I don't believe in that thing completely with myself. But
I totally recommend that you lay in your bed at night, close your eyes, and listen to old, I'm talking serial radio shows. I'm talking when they were like doing dramatizations and telling you a story. Do that.
Oh, those ones.
That will train your other set of eyes.
Radio show.
The mind's eye is the third eye, buddy. You got your two eyes that are glued to the front of your head. You've got your two other eyes that are on the side of your head, and then you've got your mind's eye, man.
Yeah, that's the Christ conscious we talk about, New Age teachings. I've looked that up, and I'm like, that's interesting. That's what the fear complex comes in. My mom had that for a while before I was born.
A beer complex? Holy crap, I can't have a beer complex.
Well, that's nothing wrong with that. That's a good complex.
It sure is
my mom
tasty.
prophesied her house burning down one time, she told me, long before I was born. It was in the junior high school years.
I've been through two of those house fires. One time,
and she went back home, saw all the fire trucks, and there it was.
One time the old man fell asleep with a cigarette. That burned up the whole second floor. We had to be tossed. My brother got second-degree burns from that one. We had to be tossed.
Oh, wow.
Two newspaper delivery boys actually came up and helped us. That's the power of people helping people. They helped my old man throw us children over the flames. Okay, all four of us kids, he threw us over the flames to these guys caught us downstairs while my old man got burnt the fuck too, and saved our lives.
I mean, you see that happening a lot amongst us and our type of people.
Mm-hmm. And it's out there in all people. It's not just.
It becomes so natural for us.
Yeah, it's not just those of us who are awake or things like that, kids, and that's what I think a lot of people are missing away from and starting to stray away from, especially in this type of movement, Tammy, is that we're starting to look down on others who haven't come as far as we have or been through as much as we have, and or even when you look at the police situation with the cops, people are hating on police so much. It's like these guys are still people.
At the end of the day, yeah.
I think so. I mean, they might be androids. I could be wrong, but...
Well, you know what it is? They don't question when they're told and they're dictated to do something. They don't question it. Because half of them are out of their uniforms. I know a few of them out of their uniforms, and they're totally different. Mm-hmm. I just watched one get a cat out of a tree. I don't have to do that. And I'm thinking to myself, we're the same douchebags that locked up, not in Florida, but in Pennsylvania, the protesters that were trying to feed the homeless. So you know that they have the compassion within them, but once they have that uniform on, they are under complete dictatorship.
Yeah, it's like, why are you letting people have that much control over you? Why is that so important to you that all of a sudden I've got to do my job? You can look at a situation and know that it's wrong. Okay, you know that if you're going to come and stop these people from feeding other people, that's wrong. That you have to know in your heart of hearts.
Well, in defense of these cops, you got to understand, they're not just in a job. They're in a situation where not only are they doing these things, but when they're in these positions where they take these orders, it seems mindlessly, they're in a position where they already feel powerless, because like our military, they are put in that mindset where they're trained to be powerless, to feel powerless, to almost have the mind of powerless.
I don't think they feel powerless. I don't think they feel powerless. I think they're dumb, and I think that they just blindly follow orders.
Can't always judge a book cover. What appears on the outside is not always within. Even with them, it's the same thing, but a flip of the script.
No, Tammy, he does kind of have a point.
Mostly.
They're trained to be subservient to the state.
Oh, yeah.
Your job is to enforce the laws of the state.
But when do you just break out of that and say, yo, I'm not going to lock these people up and trying to help the homeless people? What the hell?
Well, that's when the real logic of humanity starts to step into play. It's a bitch.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Because
we need a bunch of them to wake up, man.
Well, as a person who deals in not only logic but also humanity, it's a shit show. Emotionally, physically, in your brain, in your mind, you're taught one thing. Logic dictates that, that's going to attract homeless and hungry people and look bad. Humanity dictates it's people getting food. And every single person has the power within them to sit and go, hey, I can not sit here and be that guy that turns away people, that gets them not food. I would at least said, all right, you're in violation of this. feed these people, feed everybody that you came out here to, then I'm going to have to take you down. That's what my job is. But no, they wanted to come out and go, you got 30 seconds to tear all this down, or else we're taking you to jail. And then took him to jail. Sorry, that's a dick move, pal.
One person moves in 30 seconds.
It's a dick. I'd have thrown food at him. They'd have taken me to jail for fucking assault. Because I'd have thrown shit right at him.
I would have thrown a taco at him. But anyway, it would have been a waste of food, but nevertheless, on it. But nevertheless, you know, programming in itself is like a magic spell. You know what I'm saying? It's just programming is another word for spell.
That's really what it is. And you know, but still, each and every one of these people, no, Tammy, now here's where Tammy's got a point, is that each and every one of these people do have the ability to sit there and go, you know what? It ain't right to come down here and tell these people they can't feed other people.
You are correct. But
they should stand there at their superior officers and tell them, no, it ain't right. And they sit there and go, well, there's consequences to that. Consequences, schmonsequences. Have some fucking balls, man. Stand for something. If you don't stand for shit, you ain't about shit.
Well, right on. And
what happens if they run into people? What happens if they run into people they personally know that are now homeless?
I'm not refuting any of that, but what I'm saying is when a person...
No, I'm asking. It's a general question.
Of course. I know. Believe me, I wouldn't want to be in that situation as the homeless or the cop. But what I'm trying to say is, does someone know they're hypnotized when they're hypnotized, when they're in that position of powerlessness, or... That's the point I'm just trying to raise. It's a rhetorical question. That's all it is.
It's called say no. I don't care. I don't care if you're going to come up and put a fucking bullet in my brain tomorrow, Guido and Sarducci and all of their fucking whoever that thin blue code of line or whatever that code of conduct bullshit is. I don't care. You're not going to tell me that my job has to consist of coming and telling people and taking people to jail for feeding other people. Suck a bag of dicks, shoot me tomorrow, I don't care. That's your...
The mafia used to do it and get away with it. Strength in numbers.
They shouldn't. People should have the guts. We used to have guts in this country. We used to have a little bit of what we call balls back in the day, okay?
Yeah.
To where we say, you know what? No, fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. And yeah, I'm going to quote Rage Against the Machine because at least that was the last cry I heard out of a lot of people. And you can all at least still identify with it. And some of you millennials do. Go ahead, honey.
Us on the phone.
Go ahead, honey.
Those we work with, other radio shows, we are all there. But what does it take to get the general public to get there? Get them out of the crowd. They're hypnotized from the time they wake up. I mean, I told you, we talk to people plenty of times, and I haven't even spoke to many people, and they're like, I can't think yet. I haven't had my coffee. And in reality, they haven't had their daily dose of morning brainwashing on the TV.
Yeah.
So how do we get those people to have any type of compassion for these homeless people? I don't understand it.
Well, maybe it takes us coming on here.
Apathetic. More people are becoming apathetic as opposed to empathetic.
Well, maybe it takes us coming on here and explaining what that brainwashing is doing to them, man. Maybe it takes, shows like this show and E! Tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, same bat time, same bat channel. There's your plug, buddy. He'll be on tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow night as well. But maybe it takes these shows coming out here and going, look, man, this is the bullshit they're feeding you. Let me tell you why it's bullshit, okay? Let me tell you why you shouldn't dip that into that gravy quite yet, okay? Go ahead, honey. Hello.
Hello? I'm sorry. I don't know who you're talking to, me or E.
Well, okay. I'll call both. I'll call both of you, honey. That's fine with me.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do that.
Seriously, E, I'll be on your show tomorrow, but it's just to the point where you do have to question, when the hell are people going to wake up? How could those innocent bystanders stand back and watch these people, these 7 people, or only 7, helping hundreds of people and let them get locked up? I would have intervened. I know you would have intervened. We would have raised hell.
Oh, yeah. I would have
not
went to
right.
jail. That's for sure.
It's a violation of our basic human rights, people, man.
Just because it's not happening in your city per se, or at least in your city that you know of, for Pete's sakes, kids, it's happening somewhere. Why does it have to be so far removed from you to where you don't give a shit? It's at some point in time, you've got to get that blurred line of where logic comes in and then where, humanity comes in. It's a bitch. Ask a Vulcan. Ask Mr. Spock, motherfuckers. But hey, it's there. Big E, you know what I'm talking about. Big E, let's give E the floor here for a minute.
Sure.
And as we already commonly know, the officers of the law of all types, all their districts, are supposed to sworn and oath to protect the laws that enforce of the Constitution. However, I graduated in class in 1999. I didn't find out what the Constitution was of the current or the organic until I Googled it after 1999, which means I wasn't taught it. So if I wasn't taught it all throughout school, how the hell are these cops going to know what they're supposed to uphold if they don't know what they're told themselves? Back to my original point of hypnotism. It was a rhetorical question back to the whole taking orders from what they're told based on what they're enforcing on. Do they even know the Constitution? Because I have to Google it sometimes to find out what my rights are and what they change based on what they're told from the original format. You say, Lee?
Well, I posted something a little bit about your Constitution the other day, which I actually shared, what Larkin Rose put up.
Well, it's just raising the ultimate point.
Well, just what really was funny about it was the coincision of what I posted up, what Larkin Rose had posted, was articles out of and yes, Larkin, I'm going to bust you on this, sorry, buddy, but was articles out of the Korean Constitution, which just so happened to be quite similar. As a matter of fact, you could say exact with the articles and Bill of Rights here in this country, which boils down to the simple premise that, ladies and gentlemen, it's all just words scribbled on paper.
Yeah, pretty much.
The only true law out there, man, is natural law. And we all know this, man. Hey, don't kill your buddy. Don't fuck his wife. That simple shit like that. Okay?
Yeah, man.
Is do what you will as long, and people are going to call me a Satanist now, but do what you will as long as it causes no harm to others. You're not taking from somebody else. You're not raping from somebody else. You're not hurting anybody else. You're not shooting anybody else. You're not going out there and actively bombing their country. Oh, oops. Wait.
Exactly. That is not hard.
Especially if we start it. Roosevelt, you asshole.
There's the problem. We're letting this, and all you out there, you flag-waving patriots, God bless you to death, man. I do. I really do. I love you guys up to one side and down the other. But let me tell you what. You're waving flags for an oligarchy that is clinging at its last straws. What used to be our American dream has left us. Like, straight up. It's not only left us, but it's put us into the point, almost to the brink of destruction. And now, it comes to it where this type of revolution, whether we want it to be violent or bloody or not, is just going to be completely that. Because we breeded, ha 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 ha. There's my fucking language faux for the night. But No, don't you chastise me. No, you're throwing me off here. We bred a culture, ladies and gentlemen, of, let's react first with the most. No, you think you're going to mess with my family? No, I'm going to fuck you up. We've got this Goodfellas culture going on.
Good about it.
And that's where we're at. We've got 562 joining us as well. Not entirely sure who this is because
Polar?
should be Polar.
Yep.
562. Hey, Polar, what's up?
I've got to put this number in memory here.
Hey,
So.
brother. How are y'all doing?
Happy birthday, Polar. How was your birthday?
Yeah, how was your birthday, you swab motherfucker, you?
Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh,
Lee.
You know I
I'll
love
tell
you, buddy.
Lee, he's gonna try to do a promo for our show. I just wanted to do that.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
how are you giving that away already? I'm
Yeah, I think we got Kevin too on the lines as well, man. We've got. It seems that we're bringing everybody in. So.
We have to bring Kevin in because he's in Florida, and I want to hear what he has to say about the Tampa.
All right, we're gonna bring Kevin in here in just a second. Polar, go ahead and give us a good couple minutes here, and then we're bringing Kevin, and then we will get to the break before we jump into the third hour, and I promise it won't be as long as the last one, kids. Okay?
Well, you don't mind when I drop off so I can listen to the rest of the show.
All right, thanks,
Have you
E.
been listening to the show? Oh, thank you, E.
I'll be listening.
Right on, brother.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow, Tammy and Lee.
Big E tomorrow night here, kids. Big E tomorrow night, kids.
Have a good night, Lee. Peace. Over.
Polar, have you been listening to the show?
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, he's got stuff in the chat, and I
think
can't get to the links you posted.
I told you I was like, I'm gonna call in. I was just cooking dinner and eating, so I got to prepare myself for the next day for work. You know what I mean? But
Oh, so do I, buddy.
Listening to it, what I can definitely comment on would be the food not bombs situation, and basically it's like if you think about what's going on is they're trying to prevent people from feeding homeless people. Okay, right? That's what they're really trying to do. You can come at it with getting a permit or whatsoever, and I've read people's comments in some of the links that I was posting on the Lazarus for Liberty page for Spreaker. I posted up some links, and I was reading what people were saying. They're like, "Oh, come on, it's just a permit. Just get a permit. Do it legally." Well, they might be giving them spoiled food. You know, the fruit not bombs basically goes to like grocery stores, goes to Whole Foods, goes to churches, and they collect.
And they get all the
donations.
leftovers.
So they collect the leftovers, the unsold stuff, or even whatever these grocery chains want to donate. And yes, they do vegetarian and vegan, so you're not going to get salmonella. You're not going to have any dairy infections or any type of allergens of that nature. They're less of course if it's like nuts and stuff like that. But if you think about the government is trying to continuously keep that cycle going of like depopulation and keeping people at a low, and you get homeless people who are constantly hanging out in front of grocery stores, liquor stores, other places of business, and they're always panhandling, asking, for money or for whatever it is, and they actually have an opportunity to go and get fed. You know what I mean? And this organization, Food Not Bombs, is providing something for people who have less and who are homeless, and it keeps them from disrupting businesses and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They actually can go somewhere, get a hot meal.
Absolutely. They are badass.
Yes.
And why is that so wrong?
There's one 7 minutes from where I live, and I'm, eventually I'd like to be able to check them out and see what they're doing. I was looking over their website. But,
it's all that shit that the government and, you know, that they want to just control everything. And by dividing us, they divide us not only by, you know, race, religion, sexism, classism. It's also in levels of like, well, within that classism too. You know, there's the poverty and those who work and who have money and who are filthy rich. They just continue the division.
Any which way they came.
If someone asks me for change outside, and if I give the guy change, the cops aren't going to come and stop that, are they? You know what I mean? So
they might tomorrow.
If I give them, well, yeah, you have a point. You have a point.
Well, there's actually a point that I missed. Tampa actually just paid $400,000 for computer security, and they can't help their homeless. That's a disgrace.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't.
You know what I mean? They make billions upon trillions or whatever on war. You know, itself, one of the biggest profit makers there is war, and they don't want to eliminate.
And then they still suck the goddamn government teat for more little funds. So you got to kick us a little bit of federal funds for this project and for that. We got to put some flowers in the middle of this one road that runs by the airport that everybody comes into town and sees. You know, that's where they take your money, kids. That's what they do. And you sit here and act like it's just some pipe dream of all of us sit here and go, well, taxation is kind of theft. Look at what they're doing. I mean, is putting flowers in the middle of a major boulevard in a town of 500,000 people more prevalent than, you know, fixing the fucking potholes that are all over the fucking place? Right. You know, the parts of the road that are built on old mines that are falling through, that are 30 feet fucking deep. Are we going to wait till little Susie, panty waist, and her 3 and 4 year old crack babies fall down in the goddamn tunnel before we start actually paying attention to what really needs? Oh, no, let's just plant some more flowers. And it's all about whether or not your federal funding is going to come in. Because there is no money. They have nothing. Nothing. Nothing but guns. Think about that, all you fucking liberals. And you wonder why those of us out here want guns. Why we want to be armed. Because the only thing that keeps them in power over you and us is their fucking guns. And their guns just happen to be held by people that we can reach. People. Okay, not androids, people. I'm pretty sure they're not androids, although I'm kind of second-guessing myself these days. But, Kevin, we've got you on the line as well, and I want to bring you into the show before we get to the break. Man, you are down there in Florida. You know what's going on. What's up, buddy?
Well, hey, first, much love to you and Tammy for bringing this up on short notice, because I'm really pissed off. I'm having a double dose of Sleepy Time tea and smoking another joint because I'm ready to sail my boat down to Tampa and start really fucking, you know, this is bullshit. And I want to read the response. When I saw this a day or two ago, I immediately found Tampa PD on Twitter, Facebook, called them myself, told them to burn in hell. And I want to read to you guys their weak-ass Facebook response. And I want you to grab a hold of what's really going on here, because those people weren't arrested for serving food, according to the Tampa police. And this is their an exact reading of their response to me on Facebook. The Tampa Police Department would like to clarify what occurred in Gaslight Park on Saturday evening, as the facts of the situation seem to be getting distorted on social media. 7 people were arrested and released on recognizance in Gaslight Park for trespass after warning. They were not arrested for feeding the homeless or for sharing food. They were not taken to jail. They were charged with a misdemeanor and released. We support the efforts to assist the home-back Tampa police. The members of in the week prior, explaining the need for a permit per city ordinance, blah, 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 and efforts were made to find a solution so they would be able to provide food to the homeless. We encourage them to apply for a permit and also remind the group that there are areas that would not require a permit. However, they refused both options. When the group arrived on Saturday, they were given multiple opportunities to either leave the park as they did not acquire or even attempt to acquire a permit. The group was also once again provided options where a permit would not be required. The group chose to violate a Sydney ordinance rather than adhere to either law or use options that would have allowed them to serve the people as they suggest was the primary focus. We are dedicated to assisting our homeless community with officers assigned specifically for dealing with issues related to homelessness. This is my response to them, just real quick. If your rhetoric helps you sleep, then good for you. Basically, you twisted the law and took away their right of public land use via arrest to stop them from feeding people. My opinion stands, burn in hell. And because that's what they did. They admit they twisted the law. Their own words should show you people that they don't give a fuck about the law. They'll write it down. They'll use it if it's in their best interest. But if it's not, they'll twist it and arrest you anyway. And the reason they did that is because you can't arrest those people for violating a city ordinance. It's like jaywalking. They have to write you a ticket and then leave you the fuck alone. Walk away. But no, they couldn't do that. They couldn't allow the system that they created to work in that situation because it didn't appeal to them. And that's very dangerous. Okay, it's very dangerous when we're taking away people's use of public lands, especially in this situation, permit or not. I don't want to hear the rhetoric.
Exactly.
That's the world we live in, where we can't feed people in our public spaces. I don't want to be here. I really don't. I can't tolerate it.
Well, how are you sitting there and telling these people that, well, you can feed them over here, you can feed them over there, but you can't feed them right here? No, wait a minute. Who are these people sit and dictate where I can give food to someone or not? What, are you going to come up tomorrow that if I'm having a barbecue for my neighbors in my front yard and tell me that I can't have a barbecue and feed my neighbor? Oh, wait. They've done that. They've done that in certain cities around this country.
They have. You're right. And where does it end? This is the problem.
Kev, I want to ask you something. Do you have anything that you could say to the listeners? Is there anything in your mind, anything that they can do to help assist? I know because you're in Florida, but can you say anything to the people that are listening?
I back up what I saw Anonymous put out earlier. Target the tourism. Start trolling blogs. Make us think about this. There has to be some compromise here. There has to be some apologies. There has to be retribution. You cannot treat people like this. So flood the internet. Make calls to the police department. If you're able to get out on the street and just start feeding people, do it. Don't apply for a permit. Absolutely not. You see, this is the thing people forget. The Constitution protects certain rights that are just inherent. We don't need to write them down because we all know that they exist. And you have a right and probably a responsibility, as far as I'm concerned, to feed the poor. You do. Or you should have. And so if a law violates that right, then it's void. It's not law at all. I don't care I don't want to hear any of it because all that stuff we've been hearing is just convincing us to justify something that's blatantly wrong. You cannot take away someone's right and then sell them back a license to do it. That's not freedom. That's not what the Constitution protects. And you know what? Even if you find some law that says it is protected, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to tolerate
isn't.
it. I'm not going to comply.
It isn't that there is no law that can actually, and you can't even call it a law, especially if you want to be a constitutionalist, because Article 6, Section 2, the Supremacy Clause, says that if it does not coincide with your said little magic piece of paper, then it's not a law. And yet, still and yet, guys, acts and statutes are put out every single day, saying you've got to have a permit to be here. You've got to be able to, you've got to kick us a little bit of cash in order to be
People get afraid
here.
of that badge. That's what it is. They get afraid of the badge and the uniform.
It all boils down to the fucking,
their laws
if you're not giving tribute,
of their rights.
if you're not giving tribute to the big mob boss, then you don't get dick.
You know, and some of the rhetoric that people are going to see, which they have to think past, they're going to say, well, this is justified because when you gather all those homeless people, there's drugs and there's fights and there's drug paraphernalia and needles and there's all these things. Well, then what that says is that you have many other issues to address. But that doesn't mean, again, that you can take away someone's right to feed someone else. Okay? You have to take, if you're thinking that that's okay, then you got to really take a deep look at the whole system.
Exactly. For those of you out there that aren't quite getting this, it's like buying a bag of potatoes in September and then coming up in August of next friggin' year and going, oh shit, I bought these. You have to deal with what your neglect has cost. And the same thing goes for these people. You have to deal with what looking down upon them and shunning them from society has cost them. Oh, yeah, they're addicted to drugs. Yeah, they're half fucking crazy. You live on the streets for 6 months.
Exactly.
Get addicted to some of these powders.
Everybody deserves food. They deserve shelter.
Guess what some of your options are when you are homeless and can't actually find a job or don't have a phone number that they can contact you at to get you a job or any other type of that stuff. Yeah, let alone be offered a job. Thank you very much, Polar.
Yeah.
Guess what you have? You have Crack Dealer Avenue. Let's see what I can hustle to fucking make. If I can sell a little bit of weed, sell a little bit of dope, whatever. I got to make my way. I got to. And then sometimes people get snapped into that main line of, oh, well, might as well do a little bit of this. Might as well. And it doesn't really apply so much as with weed, but, with the other drugs that end up making you more money. Sorry, especially with weed becoming more and more commercialized nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, and more just, hey, we can't keep calling this a drug because it really fucking isn't. But the other drugs are still out there. They're still there. And people will get addicted to it. People will find a way to keep doing it. People will find a way to use it to sell and get what they need for their families.
Yeah.
They will. I know. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, that's a good point, Lee. It really will. It will increase crime when we start taking away these things that people are doing just because they're good people and they're trying to fix their communities. We can't hinder that in any fashion.
Exactly, and that it gets that.
Collapse.
Yeah, you're right, and that doesn't just apply. I want to make this clear to the listeners, man. That doesn't just apply to dealing illegal narcotics, and I like to put those in quotation marks because holy crap, that's a laugh. But it also deals to like small businesses, like being able to put up a little library in your front yard. In this city, apparently, you have to register that library with the city. And then they're going to stock you with some books. No, I don't want your propaganda. I will put up my little free library in my front yard and stock it with 1984. I'll stock it with, great books from great people where these people, our fellow neighbors, our friends, everybody out there needs to see. There's that piece of humanity, man, that we have to hold on to. If we don't, what the fuck good are we? We're no different than the jackbooted thugs that we're criticizing. We're no different than the wars and the warlords that keep pushing us and killing our young men and women in over crap. We have to be better. Isn't that the fucking goal of life, dude? I mean, maybe I'm drunk and I missed it, but isn't that the goal?
You're right.
Just be better, man. Shit.
I'm glad you brought that to my attention, Ted, before the show. Seriously, thank you.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it in there. It was last minute. You know, I just started hearing about it yesterday and tried to raise some awareness, and then I stumbled across some information earlier, and I'm like, yeah, it's not just me out here bitching about it. So it just
makes me feel good. I've been posting about it for 3 days.
That I'd like to see people do in this situation. If you see the cops attempting to arrest anyone that's feeding other people, I want you to surround that situation and make it impossible for those police to do that. Make them draw out tanks if that's what they have to do. Because this has to blow up to a point that people get the gravity. And you guys can, I don't know what has started yet because it's just starting. This is just going on. But if you guys on social media can search the hashtag #2feed, that's the hashtag for anything and everything that will occur during this. The issue isn't going to go away, with just a couple of blog posts. And if you go to and I encourage you to do this, go to the Tampa Police Department Facebook page and look down through the visitor comments of how much flack they're getting. It shows you that this isn't just a couple of us crazies on a podcast complaining about something. This is the rest of the community even.
And that's a good thing. That's a positive note, man. And we don't get many positive notes. Guys, I do have to take just a little bit of break. And, when I look around at this country and see what's going on and see how we're acting towards each other, I just sit back and...
God bless America.
Sure, I might offend a few of the blue noses with my cocky stride and musky odors. Oh, I'll never be the darling of the so-called city fathers who cluck their tongues, stroke their beards, and talk about what's to be done with it.
Friday Night Super Show.
Black bears weigh between 200 and 500 pounds. Brown bears weigh between 300 and over 1,000 pounds. Black bears run away from you. Brown bears run at you. When attacked by a bear, simply lie still on the ground and cover your face and head with your hands. When the bear has finished batting you around and mauling you, contact the U.S. Forest Service.
Had that Camarillo Brillo flaming out along ahead. I mean her Mendocino Beano, by where some bugs had made it red. She ruled the toads of these short forests and every newt in Idaho and every cricket who had chorus by the bush in Buffalo. She said she was a magic mama and she could throw a mean tarot and carried on without a comma that she was someone I should know. She had a snake for a pet and an amulet, and she was breeding a dwarf, but she wasn't done yet. She had gray-green skin, a doll with a pin. I told her she was alright, but I couldn't come in. I couldn't come in right then. And so she wandered through the doorway, just like a shadow from the tomb. She
She said her stereo was 4-way, and I just love it in her room. Well, I was born to have adventure, so I just followed up the step, right past a fuming incense stencher, to where she hung her castanets. She stripped away her rancid poncho and laid out naked by the door. We did it till we were on concho, and it was useless anymore. She had a snake for a cat and an amulet, and she was bleeding a quarter, but she wasn't done yet. She had gray-green skin, a doll with a pin. I told her she was alright, but I couldn't come in. Actually, I was very busy. And so she wandered through the doorway, just like a shadow from the tomb. She said her stereo was 4-way, and I just love it in her room. Well, I was born to have adventure, so I just followed up the steps, right past the fuming incense stencher, to where she hung her castanet. She said she was a magic mama, and she could throw a mean tarot, and carried on without a comma, that she was someone I should know. Is that a real poncho? I mean, is that a Mexican poncho or is that a Sears poncho? No fooling.
Look at all these astronauts, I'm playing God. ISIS is back. ISIS. Working hard with the Mossad. Know what that means, don't you? It's getting hard to keep up. Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. They're running your daily news. You got it all confused. They're mostly made up of Jews. Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. How many more mass shootings do we need? How many more crisis actors have to bleed? What? Gun grabbers are overwhelmed by so much greed. They'll even shoot themselves in the foot to succeed. The ADL employ the troll, and every time I meet one I destroy their soul. Cyanine crisis actors, they enjoy the role, for it is not about gun control but boy control. Remember when we were so young, we used to have a lot of fun, but then they came and took the guns, and now we can't shoot anyone. Bang bang, they took the guns. Bang bang, like mouse they tongue. Bang bang, there goes your fun. Bang bang, you can't have gun no more. Nah, fuck that. Don't let them flip the truth on you. In the days where the Nobel Peace Prize goes to those who can get the bomb, Transformers have been fucking with your lexicon. Gun control is pushed by the Decepticons. Let me take you back to the time of Senator Metzenbaum. Now there's a new breed of these parasitic pilgrims. They feed on greed and the blood of the innocent children. I've concluded the system is run by pirates and pedophiles. Only liars and fools try to deny it. Remember when we were so young, we used to have a lot of fun, but then they came and took the guns, and now we can't shoot anyone. Bang bang, they took the guns. Bang bang, like mouse they tongue. Bang bang, there goes your fun. Bang bang, you can't have gun no more. They're disarming American citizens, funneling guns to criminals. When they hear bang bang, gun grabbers have an orgasm. Make me wanna wave a real 44 at them. Lone gunmen love to go commando. Sandy Hook, Charleston, Aurora, and Orlando. If you believe that, I can make you an instant owner of oceanfront property in Tucson, Arizona. I'm losing my civility, I don't care how you feel. Only dummies and liars insist that all this shit is real. Your assertions are based on fallacious assumptions. I wanna light your motherfucking head up like a pumpkin. They got the public believing they can attack a phantom. I think someone scooped out all their noodles like a jack-o'-lantern. I can't help it off of crude jokes, confronted by the farce of an obvious Jew hoax. 109 times they've been summoned. I'm telling you without a doubt, 110 is coming. These Zionists don't like the fact that we're armed to the teeth. That's why they use their sympathy card to start all this beef. They want to get the goyim fighting and disheveled. They are working for the devil on a fundamental level. Remember when we were so young? We used to have a lot of fun. But then they came and took the guns. And now we can't shoot anyone. Bang, bang. They took the guns. Bang, bang. Like Mao Zedong. Bang, bang. There goes your fun. Bang, bang. You can't have gun no more. Huh. Medicine ball, gun grabber, Feinstein. What a hideous gun grabbing gargoyle you are. Chucky Schumer, what is this on the Goyle? Barbara Boxer, want to take your guns and destroy them. Senator Cole, Mr. Levin, you're all dual Israeli American citizens. Isn't that amazing? Now what the fuck does that say about your character with regards to your so-called allegiance to America? Traitors, you have not been kind to your host, and I guarantee you the chickens are coming home to roost.
Oh yes, the greatest gun grabbers in U.S. history are, and always have been, quite Jewish. Gun control in the United States is as Jewish as our liberal and self-destructive immigration policies.
America's biggest and most far-reaching gun law came from a Zionist.
1988, Senate Bill S-1523 is sponsored by Senator Howard Metzenbaum. It proposes legislation turning every violation of the Gun Control Act of 1968 into a RICO predicate offense, allowing a gun owner to be charged with federal racketeering offenses.
Remember when we were so young? We used to have a lot of fun, but then they came and took the guns, and now we can't shoot anyone. Bang, bang. They took the gun. Bang, bang. Like Mao Zedong. Bang, bang. There goes your fun. Bang, bang. You can't have gun no more. Huh.
Oh yeah, babies, we are back here on the last segment of the Last Voice for Liberty, right here, coincidentally, on the Last Voice for Liberty network. I'm the mouse, still laughing and scratching at you, with Polar the White and the lovely Miss Tammy Lynn joining me here in this final segment. And kids, we've discussed a lot, and I'm sure that you've noticed the majority of the discussion has been on this feeding the homeless. We had Kevin. We had Big E also joining us here tonight. I'm sorry, kids. It's getting late. I'm old. Yeah, the early bird special only goes. Never mind. Not that old. But it's been really kind of a stressful discussion for me tonight, kids, because I've been on both sides of that fence, and like I said earlier in the show, I've been that guy that's had to walk by somebody sleeping on the sidewalk and not be able to give them anything because I had other mouths to feed. That, sorry, I deem my children more important than anybody else. The harshness.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
The harshness of it. is it's become our
That is
reality. Go ahead,
That
buddy.
is a stressful thing. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. But that is a stressful thing because I deal with that every day. Every day, if I step out of my apartment, I head over to a store, I walk to the grocery store, I'm always being constantly asked for money, for change, and it's usually the same people because they're living in the neighborhood. And a lot of times I have to tell them no. I don't have it because they don't, as much as I don't understand their whole situation, they don't understand mine as well. They're looking at me like I have, so they expect that I should just be able to give. You know, but my paychecks are, get them, they go to bills, and like I'm left over with less than what I rather have. But you know, I'm even at the point where I use credit cards to pay for groceries, to put gas in my car, and to, you know, got my son one gift for Christmas. It wasn't even that expensive, but you know, I'm in a position where it's like, shit, if I keep handing out every day, I'm going to end up being in their situation, and I can't do that. I can't help nobody if I can't help myself.
Exactly.
So that's the very hard part about it. You know, but definitely, I do try when I can.
Don't feel too awfully bad. I still haven't been able to have Christmas for my kids because, you know, while everybody else has Christmas, I'm out of work. You know, and then you know, all that savings goes towards, you know, me buying ramen noodles and hot sauce so I can survive until, you know.
So my sister bought everything for my son for Christmas, basically. She took him out shopping.
Me and my kids are going to have Christmas here. It's just going to come, you know, later than Christmas. Might start doing it in September, you know, when Jesus was actually born. So then we can actually, then it actually means something.
When the sheep herders were actually out.
Yeah, yeah.
They went out there herding sheep in the winter.
Yeah, just saying. But nobody pays attention to that. Either way, kids, we're looking at a precipice in this nation, man, a tipping point as to whether or not, you know, we're going to sit and continue to let this atrocity continue on, or we're just going to keep muscle-heading it on like a bunch of idiots, you know. Like I said, and I've been saying it throughout the entire show, man, logic should always dictate what we do. But if logic interferes with humanity, you got to take a step back. You got to take a look and go, hey, they're just feeding people. Now, even logic should enter to the, even sick, and I'm sorry, it's sick logic, but even that type of logic should enter into it. Well, even if they are poisoning them, then, oh, except for that's happened before, and then the city bitched about how much money they're having to spend to bury them. That's when the investigation turned that shit over. I believe that was in North Carolina in the 1980s. Yeah.
But aren't these like food donation organizations, when they're receiving produce from grocers and farmers or whatsoever, right? Aren't they supposed to keep track of what they get and who they get it from? You know what I mean? So there'd still be a way to trace it back.
All the way up to how they store it.
I'm just saying that what the fuck is the use of a permit if they were considering all that other bullshit?
Oh, because the state needs their money. If you're not giving the state any money, then you can't do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the only reason that those types of things are put into place, man. Because they've been basing this all on money. Now that we're all starting to figure out and they're starting to collapse the dollar, not only that, but the rest of the countries around the world who have been sick of America's bullshit for so many years are going to collapse the dollar. You know, take a look at your petrodollar, kids, because, yeah, that's still going bye-bye.
That's where it's at. We've
been so dependent upon this type of lifestyle that these paper or digits mean things. That it's going to end up, like I said before, man, in the goddamn shit show. I mean, the only hope we really have is getting out there with each other and, talking about this. You want to do something in Tampa this weekend that helps besides calling these ass clowns and telling them how fucked up they are, telling them to repeal this goddamn act or statute that they have put into place? Why in the hell is it even there? That should be gone. Get out there this weekend when they're having their little football game. Put up a sign. You want to put up a sign and stand for something? Put up a sign that said, homeless people were starved for this game. Put up a sign that says hungry children were starved for this game. Because in reality, that's really what happened. It's all about that public eye. Tampa is notorious for this. They did it in 2012 when they bust out the homeless people because of the Republican National Convention. Oh, don't forget that screw job either. Ranks right up there with Montreal and Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Yeah, I'm throwing that wrestling reference in there. Because, God damn it, it's that silly. And you people keep falling for it. Come on, man. Does it take one of these guys to come out there and tell you that's all fake? Because there's multiple dozens of people who have been inside and come down and told you, hey, it's a big shit show. You have nothing to say. They're trying to rule you, trying to control you. I mean, Vince McMahon did it back in the 80s. Yep, wrestling stage. We know the outcomes of the matches.
Right.
They're doing the same thing now.
I didn't know that in the 80s. I was just watching it as a kid, but I didn't know till later.
Well, I'm multiple decades older than you, apparently, but no, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. I'm 81, man. I'm born 81. I graduated 99 just like he did.
That's right. I'm 974 years old.
Oh, shit.
I am eternal. That's the horrible, horrible part of existence, is knowing that my consciousness will drift on somewhere else. I know it will. Whether or not it stays with me or anywhere around here on this planet, in this cosmos, I don't care. But it's going to go. I have to believe that. If not, it's that whole climbing the tower with the high-powered rifle thing. Give me my little beliefs, kids. That's all I ask. It's the only thing that's really kind of keeping me sane at this point in time. Because if you look, ladies and gentlemen, at every single thing we talked about, I mean, we're denying people food. We're revering celebrities' opinions all of a sudden. These people who are fakes to begin with. Yes, that's what acting is. Being somebody else that you are fucking not. AKA fake. AKA phony. Sorry. Call it art all you want. But that's what it boils down to.
And the majority of people are supporting that by backing up whatever the state deems right, within their city limits and city ordinances and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're feeding into it. You're assisting homeless people getting closer to their death, basically. People won't understand until they're finally in those shoes. We're so programmed to walk by them and never talk to them, never look at them, to think lower of them, when it's not like they were, homeless from the get-go.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's what these people need to look at is, you want to look down on homeless people, you want to talk some shit, you want to, what happens when all of a sudden everything that you've been working for, all your little digits in a bank account, your little credit cards, all that other crap, ain't worth dick. Then all of a sudden, what, your suit going to get you something? Your little Armani suit, your cufflinks going to get you a little, your BMW going to get you something? Might get your white freight.
Yeah, but in the end, none of that all really matters, man. Doesn't even build character.
Well, I hate to have had to put that out there like that, but that's what this society's sickness is really going to boil down to when that revolution comes. It's all you people out there that have been living a comfortable life, living high on the hog. You got your 4 kids and your condominium and vacation home here and all that. You're the motherfuckers they're going to come for. All right? There is no way that you can possibly control all of human nature, and human nature will react in one certain way, and that's unpredictably. And a majority of these kids have been bred that violence solves everything. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to come after you people who they deem are the problem. Look at what those kids did in fucking Chicago this week. Talking about white people and fucking Trump. And like, that's the basis of all of the problems. For Christ's sakes. They sat there and said, these poor kids don't even know. Yeah, they don't. They didn't fucking know from the goddamn get-go. Neither did their parents. Nor their parents' parents. And it didn't matter what fucking color they were, they still didn't fucking know. And if they did, God damn them to fucking hell for leaving us this garbage. My parents and my fucking aunt once cornered me in a room when I first started doing radio. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. They said, Lee, why the hell are you doing this? What are you trying to prove? I was like, because you fucking didn't. And they didn't have any other thing but positive things to say to me about what I do. So, now that I'm done stroking my own ego on air, I think I've proverbially jizzed all over the place. Let's get some other pertinent ideals up into the conversation. Tammy Lynn, it's been a few minutes since we heard from you, honey. Thank you for letting me rant. I appreciate that so much. Hello.
Is she there?
Tammy, do you hear me? Well then, Polar, I love you so much. I appreciate you for letting me rant.
Would you like to call me honey as well? Because I know
I might as well. I might as well, honey. I might as well, honey, because I love you.
I love you, boo-boo.
Oh, baby doll. You so sweet.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
About as sweet as strawberries, man.
Oh, now. Come on now, sugar. You can't say all those things to me and not expect me to get wet in the particles. Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, it went that way, ladies and gentlemen.
Only on the last Voice of Liberty.
That's right, babies. Tammy, are you there?
I
Nope.
think she fell asleep.
She better not be sleeping on this damn. That's funny. All right, well, pull it. I guess we're going to have to start putting in some last words. I'm going to have to figure out what kind of annoying song I want to leave everybody with. I do have some Daniel Johnston loaded up in the studio, too, but that's it. No, I don't know. Maybe. I don't. Well, buddy.
Yes, sir.
What you got coming up on the horizon, man? Hook me up. Fill a few minutes worth of time for my sorry radio ass.
Oh, man. I got the same thing as you coming up. I got work early in the morning, and I got this passion to continue to try to feed the world with a better way to look at things. You know, hopefully to inspire people. Oh, I think we have.
Do we have Tammy?
The woken mummy in the background. She has risen.
Tammy? Hello, Tammy.
There must be a.
Ladies and gentlemen,
muted.
ladies and gentlemen, the part of Tammy Lynn will now be played by random background noise. Oh, I'm so giving you a hard time about this later.
As you should. She had asked me earlier if I would work on something for your show, and since she had brought it up when I got on air, I'll let you know I will be looking into something and see what I can come up with. We'll see what I could do.
You take your time. Don't worry about it, man. Shoot. I mean, I should be the last thing.
This evening.
What's that?
I said I won't be rushing anything this evening. You know, I've done one for y'all before. I did the Friday Night Super Show.
That's right. The 100th episode. I still have that here.
100th episode. Yeah, I still got that up in my playlist too. I listen to it every once in a while. Short little segment there, but I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, dude. Tammy, are you there?
Huh?
Are you listening?
I am.
Oh, she's there. Ladies and gentlemen, Tammy Lynn has returned to the show.
Yeah, I am. I've been listening.
We tried to talk to you like 4 fucking times, dude.
Yeah. Like the past 5 minutes.
No. I put my daughter's blanket in the washer, but the only time I stepped away.
Yeah, you didn't hear us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, shoot, now you get the floor, kid. Come on. How is laundry doing? You know, we could talk about laundry, or we could
talk about some laundry.
We can get up in here and get the final thoughts going, and then play a nice little crazy ass tune to make everybody forget what we talked about all night. So.
Okay, I'll go with what I said earlier. It's not new to eradicate homeless presence in public places, but this step in Tampa and everywhere else that's going on just pushed the capitalists and government and big business their agenda forward.
That it?
I'm sorry. Huh? And they deliberately dumb down Americans, you know there's many of those, continue to watch football in mainstream media by voluntarily giving away more freedoms like nothing on a daily basis. It's got to stop. We need to invest in humanity, and we need to stand up for humanity and take care of one another. And that is the end of my final thought.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Tammy Lynn, right there here at the end of the last Voice for Liberty show. Polar the White, my brother.
Yeah, Tammy. Yes, sir. Tammy has a good point there as well. You know, get within your community and do something about it. With the basis of the topic this evening, I think Kevin made a very strong point. Go through your social media accounts and look up that hashtag op right to feed?
Yeah,
op right to feed.
Yeah.
And you know, check it out. Check out the Tampa Bay Police Department's webpage and look at all the. Apologize, guys. I'm out here on the road and outside right now. At the moment. Yeah, sounds like a broken horn.
Sorry.
But I would suggest what Kevin had said, you know, and take a look into that. So if there's any of you who fully don't understand what's going on or need to know more details, I mean, look into it and, you know, do things, like Tammy said, in your community. And, you know, if you know it's a weekend, you got a day off or whatever, pack some food, and when you're driving down the street, you find someone who looks like they're in need, give them something. You know, I mean, shit, like, even to the point, you could probably even bring somebody in or a couple of people in and have dinner with them. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, you might have to tell them they have to leave at the end of the night, but at least you can give them somewhere warm to eat at the moment. You know what I mean? Do something for everybody. Put your hand out. You know what I mean? Because one of these days, you could be in that position, you know, and thank God that you're not, you know, if you're not living like that at the moment.
Yep, because it only takes a snap of the fingers, a push of the button before, it's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Make something happen, man.
You know,
Chain reaction.
It's an age-old saying, man. An age-old saying. You know, do unto others as you would do unto you. Isn't that what's that fucking thing? The golden rule?
Right. Right.
You know, you wouldn't want somebody to come tell you get a job and and you piss on you or whatever the hell they do to people like that. You wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Why would you do it to somebody else? What, you think that your little life of splendor is going to last forever? You know it's not. Look around you, man. The signs are all there. I mean, you want to be biblical, go ahead and be biblical. You want to be spiritual with the stars, they're lining up this way, this is going to happen. Go ahead. Try to be predictory as you want to be. Go and be that next Nostradamus. Go ahead. What's that going to leave? Is that going to stop anything tomorrow? Is a flat earth going to, end the wars? Stop the tyranny? Make you free? No.
Right.
None of it is. The only thing that can make you free, man, is you making an attempt to. One does not require permission to be free, just the will to attain it. And you have to understand what freedom is, because they've convoluted it from what it really means to what it means in their boundaries, in their parameters, in their little constricts of law. If you're not paying attention to what they're doing each and every day, and let me remind you, they did legalize, quote unquote, their propaganda of the United States citizenry, and I want to make sure that you understand I said all those words. They made that legal for them. Okay? Much like they made themselves able to do all sorts of things like, insider trading. You don't believe me? Ask Martha Stewart. I hear that show that she's doing with Snoop Dogg is pretty fucking good, though. Your little distractions aside, kids, they're all there just to help keep your mind sane. If you take them in the doses you need to. If you're taking them in too many doses to where you're not paying attention to what these jackasses that are ruling your lives are doing, then you're falling behind.
Yeah.
You need to walk away from that. We used to have a thing that they did. Paul, do you remember what I'm talking about? Back in the day that they used to do, called music.
Yes.
They've walked away from that for a long time. That music used to always speak from the soul. And that's why we had that revolution there in the 60s. Was because music was actually speaking from the soul. They were looking at what was going on and talking about it. If you look at what the Nixon administration did, kids, that's right, Google your fucking history and learn. You'll understand why that got killed.
Yeah, it was like it was the alternative media, in a sense. And you look at nowadays what they've commercialized music to. I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about feel-good music and family and love and stuff like that.
Yeah, have a good time.
Everything else where
we're at the party, we dancing to it, girls shaking butts, blah, 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 blah. Right, that's fine.
Well, when it gets degrading, degrading of women, then that becomes an issue because
when they start auto-tuning, dude, it becomes degrading of themselves.
it's the reflection we're putting on the next generation,
Mm-hmm.
to where young girls will grow up thinking that that's how they need to be to get attention, and then that's how young boys will grow up to think that's how they have to treat women.
And I've
then
seen
you
it.
have the hypening, or I don't even think of the word at the moment, but to where it's like the desensitize the generations to, there's just like,
Well, they
drug
think
usage and violence
that life is dictated by music videos or the crappy crap that they hear. I have one boy who he still likes to push those boundaries with me and act that way. And when he's around me, nope, he knows exactly. You don't act that way towards your girlfriend around me because I will beat the snot out of you right here. And he knows this. And she knows this. And that's why he treats her not when he's not around me, he treats her with the same amount of respect. Because he knows I'll find out about it and I'll still beat the fucking shit out of him. You don't. But he fell into that type of culture. Where that's what a lot of the kids his age that would come around the house and sit there and talk that bullshit. It's like, you ain't never going to get no quality tang with that. And they're like, quality tang? What are you talking about? It's like, you don't even know shit for fucking Shinola, boy. Quality tang is what you do that night and wake up the next morning and want to do again. And not only that, you want to talk to her. You want to know who she is. You want to be a part of her life in a more meaningful way than just slinging some fucking schlong. It's like, are you just a dick, or are you a man? And some of these things you got to ask these younger generations. And they're going to fucking want to be all badass and pull their guns and all that. What are you going to do with that? Make me mad? Fuck off. Shoot me once. I don't care. Kill me tomorrow for challenging the fact that you don't want to be a man. You just want to be a little fucking... I just want to be a penis. That's it. I have no other aspirations in my life than to be a phallic member. Awesome. Great. Go do that.
Would be like that with their kids.
Go do that and go and do it and be successful with it. But goddamn it, don't degrade anybody else around you for it. For Christ's sakes, man. Go and do it somewhere else where, you're not invading the lives of free people. And when you start to think of yourself that way and start to portray yourself that way, guess what? That's what you're going to do, is invade and infringe on the rights of other people. By one form or another, it will continuously go on to it. You can't be a dick your whole life. It's all right to be an asshole. I've been an asshole for years. But you know what? Being an asshole hasn't, cost the lives of other people. Being a dick will. There's a difference. I know it's fucked up. It sounds like a goddamn Trey Parker skit, but it ends up boiling down to be the fucking truth, man. And I don't know. Maybe it's just I've had way too much free time on my hands and too much time alone. Maybe I just haven't had enough. The more I think about it, the more I sit back and look and realize it's like shit, man. I know I'm fighting a losing battle at this point in time, but you don't jump ship. When the going gets tough, you fucking grab a goddamn bucket and start fucking bailing. Or you fucking fire up them cannons and fire back. Right now we're getting shot. They're testing us. One form or another. All the way up and all the way down. And the hardest part that people like us have of knowing this stuff and being awake is fighting it on every front. And they know we're exhausted. They know we're tired. but we can't fucking show them no mercy. We're going to fight. We're going to keep educating people. We're going to keep waking them up because that's what they need. Regardless of the outcome, that's what they need. It's wrong to keep people from knowledge. Regardless of who it hurts, who it upsets, whose fortune it takes away from. Sorry, I guess you shouldn't have been a crooked ass son of a bitch. You know, if you're fucking over people to get rich, you're a crooked ass son of a bitch. If you're getting rich by people liking your product and you provide a good service, by all means. There should be no reason that you shouldn't keep your wealth or your family shouldn't live high on the hog. But your time of living high on the hog is going to come to an end because of the corrupt few, or many, as the case may be, that are putting you in harm's way. Because the people will come and they will see you just as much as they see them. And that's the worst part about it. It's the unending nightmare that I know many of us see every day. We know it's coming. We know it's going to happen. We want to stop it. We don't want it to happen at all, at any cost. We would do anything, including give up our lives, to prevent it. But we know that there is no preventing. It's an inevitability. Human history has proven such. It's going to get bad. It's going to get worse than fucking bad, man. You have to be ready for it. You have to know the signs as to when it's coming. But you also still have to remember, kids, that there's still that little slimmer of hope, man. That little itsy bitsy piece, 1/32 of a fucking inch of hope, that we can at least dictate how it goes. We can at least help it go somewhere positive. That it can end up, once the violence is all said and done, be something good. I'm not talking hide in a cave and wait till, it's all over and, let God sort them out. No, I'm talking be preemptive with it. Get out there in your communities. Get out there online. Get on your Instagrams and Snapchats and all that. And go, hey, taxation is a little bit of theft. It's whatever. Hashtag these things. Get out there, make that stuff known. Do a little bit of research. Look into some of the things that your elders now, and yes, I do have to refer to us, all three of us, sorry guys, as elders. We've been down a few roads, okay? We kind of know what's going on. Taking off the glasses and seeing what it is. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe we will end up crazy 40 years from now, all in the same retirement home, and they'll be shooting us full of fucking Thorazine. And we'll just giggle the rest of our lives away. I just don't get it.
Another 40.
If we were all born 20 years earlier, I could see that happening. Nowadays, not so much. Nowadays, I think that more and more people are waking up and more people are seeing it. And more people are going to start fighting back. Now, the more we educate, the more we bring that realization that, hey, life is not just violent video games and, fighting each other and you don't like me, I don't like you, we should fight. Your skin color is different than mine, we should fight. Life is a fight for freedom. And once you figure out what freedom is, kids, and believe me, you better look into it because the definition they're giving you is not what you get. But once you start figuring out what freedom really is, then you'll know. You'll know. Now, I ain't got to explain that one to you. Thanks to Tammy Lynn. Thanks to Polar the White. Thanks to Big E. And thanks to Kevin tonight for joining in. Thanks to all of you for listening, man. I'm the Mouth, kids. And we out.